Well, for 7 long days and 7 long nights, the heaven, the earth, and open mic were created, man. And on the 8th day, the big dude upstairs created the 3 commandments: armpit hair, spit in your mouth, and Thor Ragnarok, brother.
Oh
And
God.
then on the day the earth stood still, New York Comic Con. But my question to you is, what you gonna do when it's Friday night and the lights are bright? Run wild on you.
Take shot.
Piss on the 3rd commandment.
Beautiful intro.
Sorry, I've been watching wrestling all week.
Oh man.
So as usual, the Punisher is drinking something, but he's here.
What's up?
Then we have the newly crowned Fireball Barbie. Excuse me.
What's up, guys?
Then we have special guests in the house. Our man PA. I'm sorry, bro. I'm trying to pronounce your last name. I don't want to mess it up.
No, you did good the last time.
Oh, okay. L'Esperance. That's how you pronounce it?
Perfect.
Yeah, I used to when I used to play what you call it, Rainbow Six. They used to call me the Black Beret. You see?
Well, I'm giving you the red beret for that one.
From the PA from House of God, which is about to launch Moonstone from Heavy Metal, the initial piece and everything. So you're here to hang out with us. Tell us about the company and what they're gonna be putting out and everything. So we're glad to have you, man. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having me, guys. I've been following the show for a long time, and I'm very happy to be part of it tonight.
Oh man, appreciate it. Yeah, we was talking beforehand about how you got into it and who you used to create pieces for and everything. So just tell us about yourself. Let everybody.
Well, okay. First of all, we're located in Montreal and Montreal, Quebec, which is the French-speaking part of Canada. Thus, the thick accent, at least the accent. I don't know how thick it is, but it's definitely there. So I'm from Montreal, Canada, and like you were saying, I used to be working for a AAA video games company, one of the major companies out there, making collectibles and toys and collectibles and apparel for that company for many years. I left that company to start House of God, basically. I can mention the name. It's fine. I was working for Ubisoft. So I was making all the collectibles. I mean, the team I was in charge of making the collectible. My role was operations manager, basically. So handling all the shipping and the importing, and it was a small team, so we were touching every department. But my responsibilities were shipping, importing, quality control, events as well. I was attending and managing events. A bunch. Many things as well, because it was a small team, so you touched pretty much everything. But my expertise was operations.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. And I've been checking out this piece you got coming out. Now, Rodney, you're a big fan of heavy metal, right?
Heavy metal. I used to love the magazine. Yeah. So,
yeah. Here, I have a few. I collect myself. I have issue number 1 right here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have to frame it. I want to get it rated, but I don't know, because it's very difficult from here. I've got issue number 1. I even have actually no, that's issue number 1. Sorry, that's issue number 1.
Checking out the piece you got coming out.
Sorry, guys. I was trying to get the YouTube so I could get the chat. My bad.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, heavy metal always had interesting stories. So
that's how I discovered. I mean, that's my first pair of female breasts I saw.
That was the other thing. That's definitely the other thing. If you were a little boy, you could buy because you couldn't get Playboy.
They had erotica. I mean, Richard Corbin and Drouillet and all those guys that were doing. I mean, even on the covers. I mean, this is Metal Hurlant. This came before heavy metal, so you see even the font is the same. Metal Hurlant was a French magazine, and this is Drouillet, who's one of my favorite artists. And one of Pascal's main influence, our artist Pascal Blanchet. So Metal Hurlant was French, and then from Metal Hurlant, heavy metal was born. But this came first in France by Mobius, yeah, exactly, and all those guys. So yeah, I'm a big fan of heavy metal for sure. I mean, my older cousin had those magazines because I was a bit too young, maybe to have access to those magazines. But it's really had a profound effect on me. It introduced me to science fiction. I'm a big fan of science fiction, and to art as well, because like you were saying, Ronnie, the heavy metal and Metal Hurlant cover artists were amongst the best artists of that era, and still today, heavy metal is featuring amazing artists on their covers. They actually helped us quite a bit. I mean, we have nothing. The project is not a collaboration with heavy metal in any way, but of course, Pascal's original art made the cover of that magazine, and I have it here actually. That's the cover that Pascal did. That's a Moonstone actually, right?
Yeah.
So this is yeah, I'm gonna send that to I'm sending that to one of the reviewers as a gift. Yeah, so basically,
spitting image too.
yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, that's how I discovered Pascal, because of that cover.
Wow.
Funny enough, Pascal was working at Ubisoft at the same time I was, and I still am today best friend with one of my best friend was working the desk next to Pascal, and every time I'm a runner. I do running, like marathon stuff like that. So I was going to do runs on lunch break with my buddy. So when I was going to pick it up at his desk, I always saw Pascal next to him and his work, and I was like, man, this guy is fucking dope. Like, his stuff is amazing, and I never connected this to him, right? But I was like, yeah, this guy's amazing. And then when I left Ubisoft to start House of GOG, I was looking for artists, because the concept of House of GOG was, instead of, I mean, everybody's doing the same. I mean, I have a lot of Marvel and DC here, but everybody's doing the same characters. And understand, I mean, that's what most people like. I mean, there are millions of fans of those universes, and I'm one of them. But as a business venture, I wanted to find where my angle would be. You know, what we could bring to the game that would be different, because I don't want to do another Wolverine or whatever. You know, like, there's enough people doing amazing pieces as it is. So we decided to focus on art. And when I was looking for artists, I stumbled on Pascal Blanchet's art station, and then everything started falling into place. Like, I realized that Pascal Blanchet was the neighbor of my friend I was going to see every lunch break, and it was the guy who did the Moonstone. I mean, I don't think her name was Moonstone back then. We named her Moonstone, but so I connected all the dots. And Pascal was of all the artists that I've scouted in the world, or at least the ones that I found, Pascal was number one on my list. I have a list of about 100 artists, and Pascal was number one. My favorite. You know, it's tough at that point. It's like, who's your favorite character in Star Wars stores? I know who it is, but there's many characters that we love, right?
Right.
So sometimes it's difficult to say, like, who's your favorite X-Men, or so it's difficult for artists as well. But he was on number one on the list. And funny enough, I'm like, okay. Sometimes you think that those people are impossible to approach, or it's very difficult to get in touch with them. And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna make my luck. I was about to go to the cottage with my girlfriend. And my little snobby dog, a dog that doesn't like the rain. And I sent an email to Pascal just before leaving for the cottage, for my parents, not the cottage, my parents' house, which is in the countryside. And I was driving, and Pascal replied to me as I was driving, like not even half an hour after I sent the email. And I was like freaking out. I was super happy. We went to have lunch the week after that. I went to pick him up at Ubisoft because he was working at Ubisoft still. Now he's at Behavior. Dead by Daylight is Behavior's main game. It's a horror survivor game. Anyways, he changed video game company. He was at Ubisoft for many years, but he left a year ago, I think, to go senior art director at Behavior. So anyways, I went to pick him up at UB because he was still at UB back then. And by the time we got from the door of Ubisoft to the restaurant, which is like a 4-minute walk, I had already convinced him to be on board with us.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I was like, but I'm still completely driven by all this. But I had the knife. I don't know if you have the expression in English, but when you have the knife between the teeth, like you're ready for war type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So anyway, so we really connected together, and I think the fact that I have, like I was telling you before the live chat, my business partner Hugues is an established tattoo maker in the industry. He's been making garage kits since he's like a teenager, like future models and all those stuff in the 80s, 90s, early 90s. So he's been in the statue as an artist or a fan forever. He has over 1,000 statues in his collection.
Wow.
I visited his collection. He has every single Sideshow piece that was ever released. He has every single Prime On and Exam. He has, I mean, I had to get out of the room. It was too much for me.
Where does he keep? Like I have
Yeah.
I actually counted.
Oh my God.
I actually counted the
It's a
other
warehouse.
day.
It's a warehouse.
Oh,
90% are still in the shipper box.
wow. Like I counted my collection the other day, and I have 70. I cannot imagine 1,000.
That's a conservative number. It might be double that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. So like I was saying, having him on board helped me tremendously convince Pascal, because it's easy to have a very good idea, or to find a good artist or a good sculpt, but to have the pipeline to be able to deliver it, that's the hardest part of it. If you look at all the main companies, some are having issues sometimes, because it's difficult. First of all, it's very difficult to make a product like this. And when you're a large companies, you have to use many different factories. Sometimes it's difficult to keep the quality, equal. So it's a challenge every time. So having a good production pipeline is a very big advantage that we have as a brand, because we're a new brand, but my partner is the factory owner. So the connection from the collector to the factory workshop, it's a direct link. Like it's a collector, me, factory. There's not that's it. So really, really close to the factory, which helps quite a bit. And when I say factory, it's a workshop. It's a factory, but he's so close to his employees, and it's a big family over there.
I got a picture from the factory I can show.
From the production?
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, they came out. The production came out amazing. Yeah, there it is. That's the alternate version with the special helmet I was telling you about.
Let me see here, and then they got a close up.
Yeah, that one.
Nice.
Yeah, the production. Honestly, sometimes production comes out better than a prototype, and this is the case. If I show you the prototype and the production piece, you'll think the production piece is the prototype.
Wow.
Because sometimes, since you're doing them in large numbers, the painters, they get the groove on, and then it becomes like magical almost. Mm-hmm. The production piece is tremendous. It's gorgeous.
That was snatched off the page.
Yeah. And all the back of the jetpack and stuff. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, you in hand, it's absolutely. I know I'm preaching for my own choir, but it's a very impressive piece. Yeah, that's the comparison between Pascal's 3D render. I mean, he works in ZBrush and then Keyshot and Photoshop. So basically, he's a 3D artist. So this is his render and his final artwork on the left, and this is us mimicking the artwork on the right. So it's pretty spot on.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, good.
Yeah,
really good.
And I know you have those pictures in high res, Thor. They're fantastic. This is the pillar base to display the switch outs. Because I was looking at all those beautiful like helmet and stuff, and we can't put that in a drawer. It's like blasphemous. So it's like, yeah, we should do something about that. And that base came after. This is like on us. Like, we didn't charge that to the customer. Production was already started. We added that as a bonus, and we already have the selling our selling price established. So this is like 100% bonus. This is costing us money, which is fine. I'm not complaining. But what I'm saying is this came up very late in the production process. But I think it's just a really great idea, because it looks like the way he designed it, the way Hugues and his team designed it, it's actually an art piece on its own. And the blade and the I have it here. The blade and that part of the harpoon. The color is obviously on the webcam is completely off, so that's why I don't like to show the statue on the webcam. I did it on the MCE, and the color was like so muted. It's really bad. I mean, it's much different in person, but there's magnets, so basically it connects on the pillar base on magnets, so it's pretty.
But that's actually pretty cool. I mean, I don't think you really see that often where where they do a statue and they add stuff to it and then they just leave it as is and not charge the customer.
I mean, I understand why they're not doing it, because it's not a healthy business practice, because obviously the only way we can keep on doing this is if it's sustainable as a business model, right? So we have to take smart decision. I'm not saying that this decision cost us a fortune, but it still cost us increase the cost of good quite a bit. But that's fine. I think it adds a lot to the piece, and all our next statues have the same concept from Pascal. So the idea was to make switch outs that really do change the statue quite a bit. And maybe Thor, you can show the difference in the
I'm about to show it, but before we move on, I agree totally with you, because I'd always told Rodney that it was a fetish of mine that when people just like take the extra heads and just lay it there and they just lay next to, I can't stand that. But when they got these where you can just display, that's like, I'm glad to see people starting to do this.
Yeah, and I think, and hopefully, I mean, as a collector, because I'm a collector myself, I think it's just really cool, because I saw this, I don't know on which group it was. Somebody made a little cabinet with drawers that he could put his foot out.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool, short of just leaving them in the shipper box or in the art box. But this, to me, is, and wait till you see the next ones. Okay. I mean, the next statues that we did, I mean, we really went deep in this. It's a really cool idea. I'm really happy about it. So that's the base. And you see, those are the sneakers that Pascal's character have. Almost all his characters. And earlier, before the live chat started, I told Thor that even the Aquaman, because Pascal Blanchet designed Aquaman in this DC movie, and Aquaman has those sneakers. Well, I mean, he tweaked them a bit, but they're definitely Pascal Blanchet sneakers, But the whole character was Pascal's design, but the sneakers is similar to what Moonstone is wearing.
So there's the measurements.
Yeah, so she's about 18 without the moon. I think 19-inch with the moon. Hold on, I have the dimensions here. Because the moon comes with the statue. This photo doesn't have the moon on, but the dimension with the moon, give me a second. I have it here. With the moon, it's 19 inches. Without the moon, it's 16 tall. And about 11 inches deep. So it's the footprint. The scale was something that really reflected on, because we didn't want to go into the 1/3 scale or the really large, because I mean, once you go really big statues, you can't collect that many, otherwise you run out of room. So
yeah,
so I think we did a good compromise. It's between, we don't like to classify it at scale because it's constraining, but I would say it's between 1/4 and 1/5 scale perhaps. But it's quite. You'll see in the reviews that we're sending it. It's quite a big. It has a really big presence. It's much bigger than you would think. That's for sure. She's gorgeous. Yeah, there's a lot of the color is important as well, because Pascal's. If you go see, I think Thor, you're gonna link the. Maybe you can link Pascal's art station as well as our social media on the video. Sure. That way people can go see Pascal's work. Color is very important. So that's why the color for our statues, especially for Pascal, is very important. So it might look rather simple, but it's quite complicated just to find the right pigment. There's a lot of different shades of green. There's orange wash as well. So we dip the pieces in orange, and we wash the orange. And the orange stays in the little cracks and stuff. So there's a lot of techniques that went. The dry brush, airbrush, around the eyes. You don't see it on this picture quite, but there's even a yellow hue around the sockles of the eyes. There's a lot of things happening.
You can kind of see it. It's like a little orange.
You can see a blush on top of her lid. Yeah.
There's a purple airbrush, and even the cheeks have some airbrush as well. There's a purple. There's on the blue. There's a purple shades as well to give definitions and stuff. She's a gorgeous. I hope some of you will see her in hand, because she's a gorgeous piece, very gorgeous. So that's the alternative helmet and weapon. So it does change the statue quite a bit. So that's like the Blade Master version. So each of our statue with Pascal will have a Blade Master version, like a regular version and a Blade Master version, which has a blade, a sword, of a lance. This one is more of a harpoon. And the tubing connects to the gun with a magnet, and the back, the thing sticking out on the back of the rifle is also on a magnet. It's very easy to remove, very stable. The blade is softer resin, so it doesn't break.
So when you were pre-ordering, did we have to go to your website or it was available? How did you pre-order?
It's exclusive on a website. It's a big risk. It's because we could have went the distribution route, but the statue would be double the price if we did that.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, so we're selling it ourselves. We might sell in some shops in Europe, maybe, but I'm really trying not to. I want to try to. It's very difficult because, especially as a starting brand, you have to get known and to get to pay back the factory and stuff. It's very risky. We've put a lot of our personal money into this project, but if you can go get over that hurdle of paying back the factory, then it's very rewarding. But it's a risky sort of gamble to distribute yourself, like we're trying to do, like huge gamble. But it pays off well if you succeed. But it's right now we're exclusive to House of GOG, and I don't see it's going to change anytime soon. But to answer your question specifically, it's exclusive to House of GOG. We can pre-order now. We're shipping in a week or two. I'm just waiting for my shipping test to be resolved. I had a little but I mean, it's ready to go. We're packaging right now the statue, so we're gonna start shipping. We're gonna ship some pre-orders directly from the factory, just to make sure everything gets to people all right. Because if we need to tweak anything in the packaging, it's better to still have the production at the factory. And then we're gonna ocean transit everything to Canada, so it's gonna take maybe 45 days. And as soon as it arrives here, we're gonna have regular orders. So basically, you order and then we ship right away. But if you pre-order right now, you're gonna get your statue within 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. We just to give you an idea, and that's because we're a factory that we're able to do this, and also because we put our money up front. We opened pre-orders on May 17th, and we're about to ship the product. So that's very
great, man.
Yeah, and then we already have other statues in the pipeline. So we wanted to arrive on the market, and anybody who would like to do something similar, they'll be chasing us. In terms of timing, obviously, I'm not saying that we're the only one who can make good statues. That's not at all. But what I'm saying is we have sort of a lead in regards to time to market for sure.
Well, so is it an edition size to it or?
Yeah, 400.
400. Okay.
Yeah, 400 worldwide. And there's no exclusive or nothing. It's all exclusive. I mean, there's no exclusive version for us. Then we have other units for other shops. It's 400 units. That's it. All hand signed by Pascal.
Wow.
Oh wow.
And if you look at our Instagram, I posted Pascal. We bought some wine, some cheese, and some we made a little party out of it. But he was very generous. He signed every single one of them, and I had him sign the other. We call them PP plates, the pedestal plates that go underneath. He hand signed all of them. So that's going to bring value to the art piece. I mean, as an art statue, we felt it was very important to have the artist actually sign and number each statue. I just think it's the coolest thing. And he also did a hand sketch for the first 50, which are already sold out. But he hand sketched. Not only he hand sketched a picture of Moonstone, it's on our social media, but he showed it to me on his pad, and I'm like, Pascal, they look different. He said, yeah, they're all different. He changed the airpiece for every single one.
What?
So everybody who's getting the first 50 statues will have an individual hand sketch print by Pascal, signed, and not one is the same.
One of a kind, yeah.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
He was so generous, guys. He was amazing to work with. And like I was telling Thor before the show started, We have other artists signed for House of God for our next waves of statues. The first wave of Pascal is more than one statue. We'll reveal the next one sooner than later. But I want to give Moonstone the time to get on the market, and because people we're a new brand, so they don't know what we do in the type of work. So I want people to actually see the product, because when they're gonna see the product, game over, they'll know we're the real deal for sure. So it's important to have her time to shine. But as soon as we think it's the right moment, we'll release the next one, who is absolutely incredible, from Pascal as well. Crazy. Next one is crazy, guys. This one's crazy. Next one is crazy.
If you want to release, you can come on here and have live release if you want to, bro.
For sure, we're gonna do something. The only problem I have with showcasing statues on a webcam is the colors are always off.
Yeah.
Like, it's even the really beautiful statues from other companies. When somebody doesn't color edit the image, they look really off. And when you have other people who actually use really good cameras and stuff like that, it's I don't know. It's very risky, I find, to do release this way. I mean, for anybody, because it doesn't bring justice to the piece, I find.
Oh my God!
I mean, I don't know how I look. Maybe I look better in real life too.
Well, I got the packaging too. Huh?
But I'd love to revisit the show for sure. I mean, I watch it all the time, anyways. I'm more of a lurker though.
No, don't worry about it. You can't comment in every single group. You know what I mean? It's impossible.
So, no, but you get you meet people, you befriend people. I am still close to Alex from RT. Like, there's some great people in this hobby, man. Like, even competition. I mean, there's some really good people, and we're all driven by the same thing, anyways. So that's the cover. Yeah, that's the heavy metal cover.
What's that? Issue 270.
And then you're gonna go to the packaging. Yeah, we just announced the packaging, revealed the packaging yesterday.
Oh, I love that box.
Guys, it's a soft touch coating, so it's like an iPhone box. I don't know if anybody owns an iPhone. It's very soft cardboard, like it's called soft touch coating, and you don't see it on the picture that much, but all the details in the base are in UV spot, so it's like a varnish, black on black. So you see all the skulls and the details. And same with the silhouette of Moonstone, the outline. It's all UV spot as well, so it shines when you move the box a little bit.
Oh wow!
It's sick. It's a really sick art box. And you have the assembly guide, which is not really required because it's easy to set up, but I still made one. There's the certificate of authenticity, which is amazing. Like, I think I have it somewhere here. Maybe I could go get it, but it's a really nice one, signed by Hugues, my partner, and myself. There is a print, an art print, UV protection. It's small. It's a 9.5 by 10, I think, or by 7. It's relatively small, but I went to the best printer in Montreal, and they made a super nice print. So it's a small print, but it's amazing. It comes with it. And also we have a collector card that's made of metal. Oh, there you go.
Definitely metal.
Yeah. So it's 01 is it's not the edition size. It's Pascal's first statue. So our second statue will have 02, and you have a House of God in the back.
Man, that's high quality stuff right there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, this is all these things add to the cost, but at the same time, we wanted to do the kick-ass statue, and I think those little details add up, and it's fun as a collector to have those things. I mean, I love that stuff. I pushed for the card because Hugues wasn't convinced at the beginning, because sometimes it can be a bit gimmicky, but I managed to convince him, and in the end, it's a really cool result. You can even have a little stand if you want, and then put it next to your statue or whatever. I'm really happy that we went for it, for sure.
Yeah, man, this is a great looking package you put together here, man. Really, seriously.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a large box. Surprisingly enough, because people don't realize it's difficult to show the scale. Even if we put a coffee mug next to our statue, it still doesn't. We try to do the silhouette like Sideshow does, but we don't want to to copy Sideshow too much in this regard. I think the idea to put a silhouette or somebody next to that statue is a great idea.
Right.
So what we try to do is just show it in different ways, but it's much bigger than you would think. The statue and the box, the box is like it's. I think the volumetric weight, because without getting too technical, there's the real weight of the actual product, and there's a volumetric weight, and whichever is bigger, you're gonna be billed by the carrier on that. So the volumetric weight is 18 kilogram. So it's quite but the real weight I think is 8 pounds or something like that. So the real product weight.
About how tall is it? Did you already say?
I'm sorry.
About how tall is it?
With the moon is 19 inches.
Okay.
Without the moon, it's 16 inches. So, like I told Thor, I would say between 1/4 and 1/5 scale, roughly.
Cool.
This is great.
No, it's cool. Like it's really cool. I understand. One of the challenge of our brand is to come up with a statue based on art instead of famous characters or licenses. And there's a reason why everybody's doing licenses, obviously, because it's easier to sell, right? When I say easy, nothing is easy, but it's easier to sell a Darth Vader than it is to sell a Moonstone. There's no doubt. There's a nice Vader right there, guys. I don't know if you see it. Right there. By the way, I want to get one of those swords for it. We're gonna have to talk about that.
Oh, ain't no problem. I'll hook you up, bro.
Amazing his work.
Easy,
I send his work to Hugh, my partner, who's a big Star Wars fan, who actually and he's like, I want 10 of them. Yeah, they're really dope. So, anyways, the challenge obviously is to bring something because people are like, okay, where is this from? What's the story? So it's I don't want to use the term education because it's patronizing, but I would say I have to explain what we're about. We have to show that you have to connect with the art and the artist much more than with the story. Even though there is a story for Moonstone that we've introduced. If you look at the social media, we have before we launched the statue, we have a story of 7 panels. And the story will continue with the next characters. They're all part of the same story. Nice. So there is a story, but the danger is if you focus too much on the story, then you become, it's not about art anymore, it's about the story. So there is a narrative element, but the focus is the art, and you have to connect with the vibe of the statue. Because as a collector, if you look at my collection, I mean, it's mostly toys and vinyl. And the other room, I have my statues, but like I told Thor, it's full of House of God prototype, so I can't show it to anybody. But
the secret lab.
I'm really into the object and the beauty of the object, and I know a lot of you guys is the same because I hear you talk all the time. I watch all the videos, and I'm passionate about it, and I really enjoy finding out how people are living their passion like I am. We're all the same basically. So, and I see a lot of people who collect the licenses. They're really into the art as well. Either they don't know it or they know it, and the way they talk, you can see that they're really like the art. So one step further than that is connecting to a statue only for the art or only for the artist. And that's what we're trying to do. And I think by picking Pascal, who's an absolutely amazing artist, was a really good choice. Moonstone is a bit, first of all, not everybody collects female characters. I give you that. And she's very planturous. I don't know if that's a word in English. Very curvy.
It is.
Yeah, so I mean, I love it. But it might be a bit of a risque first piece, but there was no other piece. That was the first piece we needed to do because she was famous because of the heavy metal cover. We heavy metal shared the statue, and I'm sending one to the owner as well. So that helped us as a startup brand. Next character I think will be more easier to connect with for somebody who's not totally into what we're doing yet, because it's different for sure. It's different. So I think the next character will be a bit easier because we introduced our brand already, and because it's a bit more similar to what people are used to in a way. Third character, insane. It's an unreleased design by Pascal. So the second character, Scoop, already exists. So if you go on his stuff, it's somewhere in there, okay? The third one, 100% new. And I can tell you that much, the third one is a villain.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. A bad motherfucker. Like a bad.
We love bad motherfuckers on here.
Yeah. Pardon my French.
But I like it because you get new characters that, like, even though it's about art, and you look at it and you say, well, who is this? So it gets you interested in new things. You know what I mean? So that's great. You know what I mean? Because I saw it, I was like, wow, who is this? And the colors pop, and it's a great piece, man. It really is.
Yeah, thank you very much, Thor. And
yeah.
And we're fans, and don't get me wrong. I mean, Pascal is a big fan of Star Wars. We're influenced by all these things. And like I was telling you, he designed one of the most famous villains of DC, Black Manta. So we are connected to Marvel, DC, and all those brands for sure. Like I have about 30 Batmans right behind me. But what we're doing is something different, and we're doing it really well because of the experience we have behind us. We're a new company, but we have a lot of experience making this type of statues. Like, it's not our first rodeo.
I can see that. Well, man, that's exciting. That's exciting. It's exciting to see, and we can't wait to see the next pieces coming out, So see Moonstone in hand, people receiving.
Yeah, that's the next step. We're sending it to some of your friends in the hobby. I was picky. I was about to send one to RT, but unfortunately, Alex wasn't, because of the problem I had with customs. I wasn't able to send the piece in time, and he started working for XM, so he couldn't review Moonstone. But you know what? I called him up, and I'm like, you know what, Alex? I'm sending you one anyways, just as a token of friendship. So he's not going to review it, but he helped me out, and they were amazing with me, just like you were, and I really. There was no doubt that I was going to send him one anyways, but he's not going to review it, but at least he's going to be able to have it with him, because he's an amazing dude, and we shared quite a bit during that journey, because I've been working on this for a couple years now.
It's been out for a while. Like, I've been seeing pictures of it, and then now
I mean, we've been working on it for a while, but like I said, we revealed it on maybe 1 month before around May, so a few almost 6 months now. But I've been lurking and then talking to people for a while as well. But now I'm in the thick of it. Now we're shipping, so it's like it's stressful. Like my partner told me one time before we started this, like he said, PA, every release is like the Olympics, and I'm like, what do you mean? Now I know what he means. I want my medal though.
So what's the price on it?
The price is $780 US plus shipping. We have really good rates with UPS. Actually, I called the same rep I had at my old job. I'm like, hey, it's PA. Hey, PA, what's up? I'm like, I'm starting my own company. Can I talk to a rep? So basically, we did a deal with UPS. So I think for the US, I don't know out of my head, but I think it's 100 and something. It's a fair shipping price for what it is. It ships from Canada. The pre-orders I'm going to ship directly from China, but the regular orders will ship from our warehouse in Canada in Montreal. $780. We have flexible payment plans from 4 to 8 installment. So, and we don't take a premium, like it's the price divided by 4 or 8. Right. It's not like if you do 8 installments, you're gonna pay more your statue. It's flat. Like we take the price, we divide it by the number of installments. That's it. So it's an expensive. I mean, it's an expensive hobby. We're all collectors, and especially price. I mean, we could have a long discussion about price, but as a statue company and a statue factory, I can tell you there's really good reason why prices are going up, which I'm not going to discuss here because I don't think it's the proper platform to do it, or at least today. But salaries, everything changes over there. Like, it's not the same. China is not the same as it used to be. I mean, let's leave it at that. But 780 is we could have sold it. We're not taking a huge markup on it, enough to be able to continue making statues. Right. But it's the best we can. I would have liked to sell it less at a lower price range, but it was impossible. I mean, those things if you knew the amount of money we invested in this project, it's beyond reason. So it's expensive things to make, especially in small edition size, because you don't your cost is not spread on a lot of units. So it's tough. I think it's a just price point for the edition size and for the scale of the statue and the quality. The quality is top notch. And like I said, we have payment plans for people who want to get in and don't have the money up front, so that always helps. And that's it.
Wow.
US dollars, by the way. If it was Canadian dollars, that would be a bargain for you guys. I think it's 30% the exchange rate. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that when people get it. So and can't wait to see what's coming in the future. So yeah, that's like I said, it's really exciting
Thank you
to
very
see.
much,
To see you start something and it develops. And like you said, now it's shipping. So.
Yeah, it's never ends, because now I'm already working on statue 2. It never ends, and there's another statue after that. So it's like always the same. Yeah. And then Hug, with his main company, he's releasing crazy stuff as well. So it's just nuts, but it's fun, it's exciting, and as a collector and a passionate collector, it's amazing. I mean, I'm right in the middle of it. But even Hug, who owns the factory, he's also a collector. Like I was telling you earlier, he's a big collector as well. But he doesn't have time, so he doesn't have time to open up the thing. So that's why sometimes I'm like, take a break. Let's go to the warehouse and let's open some up.
Right.
But we might do a museum or something one time. Like display is a collection somewhere as a show, because it's like putting switch outs in a drawer. If you have hundreds of statues that nobody can enjoy, it's yeah. I mean, I understand why he lives abroad and his collection is here locally, but I hope he's going to be able to open some up. He wanted to send me open some up. He has a lot of Randy Bowen. I'm a big Bowen fan. I like Bowen. Here actually. It's Mobius Arzak. It's a French.
That's Bowen?
Yeah, it's Mobius. That's Arzak, who's one of the main characters of Mobius. And Mobius is one of my favorite artists. He passed away. Mobius is one of Pascal's main influence as well. He did some work with Stan Lee in the Bronze Age of comics. He did the Silver Surfer with Galacticus and stuff like that. If you want to get in on something amazing, it's called L'Incal from Mobius. Lincal. It's one of his graphic novels. It's amazing. He's a really cool artist. He designed, he did a lot of concept art for Tron, the 80s Tron.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Tron.
Yeah, so all those colors and stuff, that's all Mobius stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mobius is one of the artists of Metal Hurlant, actually. He's one of the founding fathers of that magazine. So he's a big influence of Pascal, who's French from France, by the way, living in Montreal. So yeah, Mobius is amazing. If you want to look some really cool art, Mobius is amazing.
Here's the question. Now, when you say it's just artist stuff you're going to be producing, is it just going to be heavy metal, or can we expect from other genres or anything like that?
The way it works, my partner Erg at a workshop, he does a lot of the art direction for the actual statue. I mean, he's an art director himself and an artist. I drive the selection of the artists, okay, and the vibe of the brand. But we have the same taste. So basically, if I bring him an artist, I know he's gonna love it. and right. Often I bring him an artist, and he's like, yeah, he's one of my favorite artists too. So we're completely in sync in regards to this. And to answer your question specifically, a lot of my favorite artists were heavy metal cover artists in the first place. So perhaps that one time an artist will also be a heavy metal cover artist, but not necessarily. Like I said earlier, we don't have any links other than friendship with heavy metal. But the next two artists are quite different than Pascal. But still they all come from within, from my own taste in art. So, and I want to design them as a line as well. I want a person who has an entire collection of House of God statue that they all fit together, even though they're different. They'll have a similar vibe to them, you know. Next two artists are insane, like insane, to the point where like I'm like I can't believe I went number 2 on the list and number 3, and both said yes. Like
that's crazy.
But now they see what we can do, and it's fairly impressive what we did with Moonstone. I don't want to sound like a cocky.
No, it is.
But it's. I mean, I was telling you earlier when we released Moonstone, Kojima retweeted Moonstone. Guillermo del Toro retweeted Moonstone. The Shiflet Brothers, who are the Garage Kit OJs, they retweeted Moonstone. I was like shaking, and I have Guillermo's and Kojima's address on my phone. I'm sending them a Moonstone. I mean, Guillermo del Toro will have Moonstone in his. I don't know if you saw his YouTube video where he's showcasing his statue room. I'll find it and send it to you, Thor.
Okay,
it's crazy. So it's amazing. So because of all that exposure, it gave us credibility. And I think I'm not saying it's easy, but it's definitely easier to approach people when you have something to show for, right?
Toro collects statues. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has an amazing Guillermo. Did you say Barbara? You said Guillermo?
Yeah, he collected statues. That's
amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, amazing. He has an amazing collection. And there's a video on YouTube that he's showcasing. He's showing it's a room tour of his statue collection. Yeah, I'll send it to Thor. Maybe he can share it to you.
Sure.
Yeah, it's super impressive. So Guillermo asked Pascal actually for a statue, and Pascal's like, "Hey, Pierre, you think you can send one to Guillermo?" I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah, I'm shaking talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. It's super cool, honestly. And if I could give them away, I would. You know, like, and I'm sure you can relate to that. Obviously, we can't, but that's how I feel about the whole thing. I mean, so spreading the love, or I can't wait for people to actually start opening Moonstone, sharing pictures. Hopefully not the webcam pictures, but
right.
No, but it's a very exciting moment for us. The next phase will be very exciting. It was exciting to show the art box yesterday. Now the next big step will be to have it reviewed. We're not sending it to everybody. We are sort of selecting a small group of people, and not just we had to make a cut somewhere. But that's going to be fun, and also getting the people, the customers, our first fans. That's what I'm most excited about, because those people trusted us with their money and with their hard-earned money, and we never delivered anything. So it's a big show of trust to our brand, and we sold that. We're doing fairly well considering we're selling all those units ourselves. So a lot of people trusted us. And I really want to make sure they get their statues as soon as possible. And I'm very grateful for their trust. Like, I don't want to get emotional, but it's very special when you have that many people trusting you when you're starting like this. Because when I opened the pre-orders, I was very stressed, right? Because it's on Shopify, so you have access to all the dashboard and everything. And my phone beeped for like half an hour, orders coming in. Bing, 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 bing. I was crying. My girlfriend was working. I was alone here on my home office, and I was just like, I lived that moment alone. I'm not complaining, but it was just very emotional, and it was an amazing feeling. I'm like, all these people trusting. Fair enough. Like, the non-refundable deposit is $100, so it's not like I was asking for $1,000 up front. But still, I mean, that little beep on my phone was like, the effort and the sacrifices. I left my work 3 years ago. That's a long time without revenues, huh? Like, I've been living off. I'm not complaining. I have a nice. I did okay for myself, and I knew I was going to do this, so I put money aside. But it's still a big sacrifice, I just bought my first pair of shoes in like 3 years. I don't want to sound miserable. I'm not. I'm fine, but you know what I'm saying. it requires a lot of sacrifices.
But I totally get what you're saying, because like we opened up our own business like 5 years ago, and we both quit our 9-to-5 jobs. So when you do something like that so radical, you have to put aside a lot of things and focus on what needs to get done, and then
100%.
have fun. Then have fun.
Yeah.
And now we're having a little bit of fun, even though sometimes, like lately, my husband's been working hard, but he's back there
on the couch sleeping.
For the most part, like we sacrificed a lot at the beginning. We were able to buy our house. We weren't having any fun at all. We weren't buying anything at all. And now it's like,
where to go?
Yeah, but so I totally get what you're.
And that's the
saying.
journey. That's the journey of the entrepreneur. That's the journey of doing what we're doing. Either be it statues or any other work.
Yeah, any work. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice. You have to make sacrifices, and if you don't, you're not going to succeed. The money you don't spend on shoes and you put on sending a statue to a reviewer is going to bring you more anyways in the end. So it's amazing. But what's even cooler is I'm making statues that I dream of having myself. so that's also a big part of the fun. It's like having an idea in your head, and you would know, Warwick, because you did your own business. It starts with an idea in your head, and it becomes real, and that's very, very magical and amazing, because from a thought, an entire business is born. And now I'm talking.
And it's scary because you don't know if it's gonna. You don't know if it's gonna succeed. You're like, shit, I'm doing this. I'm jumping off the ledge, and you don't know what's gonna happen. You're either gonna die or you're gonna survive.
Yeah. That's 100%.
It's
but
true.
That's also what drives you as well. I mean, that's what that's the whole point of it. If it would be easy, it would be the first of all, everybody would be doing it. And then it's still, I'm not, there's a lot of work ahead of us, but thanks to people like you guys, we have had great support so far, in terms of fans as well, but also influencers, bloggers. We were on all the toy blogs and stuff, so we've had a lot of help so far, and I'm very grateful for it. That's for sure, because these things don't happen. They need to have a momentum, and you need the help of others, guaranteed. There's no way you can do something like, especially when you do the types of statues we're doing. We need a lot more help because some pieces they sell themselves, because the characters are so powerful. They have so much history behind them that if you do a decent job, I'm not taking anything away from those companies who make large licenses. It's still difficult, but what I'm saying, you have that to help you, to drive you forward. I think it's time for my dog to go walk. Yeah. No, my girlfriend's taking her out, so I could hear I'm surprised she hasn't. Hey, Kaiju, want to see her?
Sure. We always encourage dogs on here.
Yeah, it's amazing. Come here, Kaiju. Her name is Kaiju, which means a monster in Japanese.
Oh, it's just a baby. You gotta kiss that baby. Yeah, you gotta kiss that baby. Yes, it's just a baby.
Yeah, she's excited. She hasn't seen me in a bit. She's a border terrier. She's a good dog. Anyways.
Yeah, she loves you. That's how my dogs get when they see me. They go all crazy.
They're amazing. Amazing. Hey, Kaiju. And that's Dom. Hey, Dom.
Hey,
yeah, she still works at Ubisoft. She
really?
Oh, shit. Got muted.
Okay.
You muted.
Oh, I think you hit mute on your end, so you gotta unmute yourself. There you go.
There you go.
I think I'm good now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a product manager, and she makes toys and collectibles at Ubisoft. I met her there before I left, a month before I left.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to marry her and make babies. So I just have to figure out how to make the babies. I don't know.
Make your own collectibles.
Yeah, exactly.
First daughter named Moonstone.
One. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't look like Moonstone because I'm going to have headaches.
you got that right.
She works there. She's in charge of all the apparel and the collectibles. So a product manager's job is basically to take a product and make it happen from beginning to end. So she has artists that work with her, and she deals with the brand as well. Because when you're working for with licenses, you have to deal with the brand a lot. You know, like for Pascal, I'm for our stuff, you deal with the artist directly. Because for Pascal, yeah, but remember I was replying about the price of the statue. People might think, oh, you're not paying licenses, so why are you selling it that price? You know, I never heard that comment, but in case it comes up, we pay royalties, right? So it's a profit sharing business model that we have with the artist. So basically, I pay. I don't want to get into numbers, obviously, but we are very generous in our royalties because we're all about art. So if we would be cheap on the royalties, it wouldn't make sense with the ethos of our band. So Dom needs to deal with brands, brand approvals and stuff like that. For us, it's artists. So at every step of the project, Pascal was involved and had the ultimate veto. So like color, sculpt, everything. It's always final word was for the artist, and it's always going to be like that. Obviously, there's restrictions, and sometimes there's stuff that we can't do, and then we have to do compromises. But Pascal approved, was involved at every approval process of the making of the statue. Did we lose our Lord?
So you guys are in the process of, I guess, creating your own universe, right, with these characters. So did you come up with the looks first and then you're doing the backstory, or how does that work?
The way for Pascal has a Pascal has a universe already, which is his visual universe. It's called Derelict Planet, right?
Oh,
and
nice.
That's all his characters are from this universe, which is
Oh, slick.
yeah, he's crazy. If you go see his art station, you will see it's quite magical what he does. I mean, I almost showed you a character you're not supposed to see. This was almost the statue we made. Sorry, this one.
Maybe
It's
down
gorgeous.
the road.
So to answer your question, there is a universe that those are coming from, and because of the statue, we explored it further. Sometimes, and especially Pascal, didn't want us to write a full bio of every character. I mean, we do have one, but he wanted to keep it as open as possible to make it more interesting. And also, artists, they don't like to be put in boxes. They want to have the freedom to. If you look at, he's a big fan of Frazetta. If you look at Frank Frazetta's work, there's no story, but you know that, well, there is a story in what's happening in the image, but you don't really know the background. You sort of imagine it yourself, and that's the whole thing that we wanted to do. Also, is try to leave room for imagination. But we did write a story for Moonstone, which came after Moonstone, because I told Pascal, listen, one of the biggest challenge that we will have as a brand will be to bring something that people have no idea where it's from. And I know people are used to collect, and I'm one of them. Although I collect a lot of indie stuff, which have no background, they're just beautiful art piece. I'm a big fan of also DC and all that stuff. So I know where they're coming from. So I'm like, we need to give them something at least to have a narrative element. But it's like I said, it's a tricky path, because if you focus too much on the story, then people will say, okay, when's the comic coming out? And that's not what we're doing. We're doing art statues. If you go to a museum and you see a beautiful sculpture from an artist, you'll think it's beautiful and you'll connect to the piece. You don't know who that character is from. You don't know what's the story behind it. It might be interesting to find out, but you're in love with the piece first and foremost. So that's a bit the idea behind what we're doing. But to be more precise and answer your question, we do have a story behind it. It's interesting. It's on our social media. So basically, I told Pascal, listen, let's try to introduce the character with a story, and also let's use it as a teaser. So for 4 weeks, we released 2 panels per week. And it's basically something crashing on Derelict Planet. And the story is the classic. There was a fight between gods and demons. Gods won, but the most powerful demons escaped, and they went to hide in different corners of the cosmos. And one of the place where they hid was Derelict Planet, the planet where Moonstone is. And basically, since there's a demon living on that planet, it sort of infects the planet, and ships crash on the planet, just like the Bermuda Triangle. Boats and ships crash there. Derelict Planet attracts ships, and when something crashes on Derelict Planet, and you see Moonstone go investigate it, and you see her with her binoculars. If you look at the panels, I should have sent you that, Thor. We could have taken a look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, so basically, Moonstone is her clan is to make sure evil doesn't come out of the hiding place on the planet. She keeps that's why she's a demon hunter. She keeps the demon at bay, and her clan has been doing this for generations. And basically, she just came out of training. She arrives to her sacred ground, and nobody's there anymore. Everybody's dead, or at least she assumes they're dead. So she doesn't know what happened. She knows something's crashing, and she's gonna go investigate. And it's like an escape pod that crashed. And I'm not telling you who is in that escape pod.
Maybe that third statue.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Okay.
But second character also is tied in. It's going to be the different point of view of the same event. So we do have. I mean, of course, if you're telling me, PA, in 5 years you're going to do a Netflix Love, Death, and Robot type project with your universe, I'd be the first one to say that fucking let's go for it. But baby steps.
Right.
And like I said, it's tricky because we are about art. Story is secondary.
Right.
I don't know if I'm trying to make it sound clear, but
makes sense.
Yeah.
No,
I'm actually looking at in the art station at Pascal's profile, and man, some of the artwork in there is pretty dope. It's really nice. It's unique, very colorful.
Yeah, it's colorful. It's elegant.
It's elegant, and it's very consistent. With colors and
he's a mature. He's 50. He's a matured artist. He's got his style covered. He's been, he's well established. He's a well established art director, and having been working for large video game companies, he's very professional to work with. So it was very fun to work with. It's still very fun to work with him. He's very generous, and his art is sublime. And you will see Pascal. He's blowing up even more. He's at 144,000 followers on Instagram, I think. And he's, like I said,
No, you got muted. What happened?
Oh, we can't hear you.
Muted.
We can't hear you, PA.
Muted.
We can't hear you.
No, but it's not muted. I don't think
it's not muted there. It got muted somewhere else.
Maybe the headphones died.
Maybe the Bluetooth died.
Now it's muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now we got you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I talk too much.
Sometimes
that's what you're here for.
Thor has talk too much. Guest talk too much button.
So you guys are on Instagram, ArtStation. Where are you?
Pascal is on ArtStation, Instagram, and Twitter. House of GOG, we're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's at House of GOG in one word. Same with the website. It's houseofgog.com. No www. That's a 90s thing. We don't use that anymore. I don't think this doesn't work anymore. I think my cam is picking up the sound. It's okay on your end? You're hearing me?
Yeah, we hear
you. So you can find us there. Pascal is Pascal Blanchet. It's Blanchet because there's an accent. It's very hard for people think it's Blanche, but it's Blanchet. But there's no accent when typing in.
I sent the link to Thor of the ArtStation link.
Yeah, he's gonna put it in the description.
I'll put it in the description later on. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think people need to go and like you're doing, Barbara. They need to go and see what he does because it's fascinating. He's very unique, and he does. He's inspired by Richard Corbin, by Frank Frazetta, by Mobius, by Druyet. That's Druyet.
So he's got something really cool going. And what's very interesting is Pascal works in ZBrush. So he works in 3D. He does a 3D sculpt, and after he paints, he brings that into Keyshot, which is another program, to add textures and colors, and he finishes it in Photoshop. So it's a very unique process, and that's why his stuff is 3D basically. Like he sent us a ZBrush model for Moonstone. We had to resculpt pretty much everything, but we had a ZBrush file to start with. So he's a digital sculptor, digital artist, but he's a sculptor. Does a lot of kid bashing as well in his work. So they basically, if you look at them, I don't want to really reveal too many secrets, but the gun of Moonstone is a Russian RPG-7 from the 60s.
Oh, wow.
The grenade launcher that the Russian used to use. So that's kid bashing. Is you take pieces from different things and you add them together. So he does a lot of kid bashing in his work. It's a very interesting way to work. And on ArtStation now, they for very little amount of dollars, I think like sometimes $5, $4, you can watch the process for like 2-3 hours. ArtStation provides that service to their artists. So basically they share the money. I'm actually visiting ArtStation next week. They're going to put Moonstone in their office. Their head office is in Montreal. And Leo, the founder, I got in touch with him because he's a fan of Pascal. Everybody's a fan of Pascal. Well, everybody, especially in the digital art world. And we're going to be doing a photo op and everything, visiting their office. And Moonstone's going to have her home. Actually, one of the samples I'm waiting for is for ArtStation.
Nice.
It's to test the like I said, it's a shipping test. But once I've received and see that everything is okay, one unit is going to ArtStation on display.
Wow, man, that's what's up. Tell them. So, yeah, man, you guys got any more questions for him or?
No, it's been very enlightening, like seeing all these. Like I was looking right now at the ArtStation, and you guys have to check it out. It's really nice. It's very beautiful. The artwork, it's very unique. It's different, you know. So definitely take a look at that.
Yeah, it's science fiction. It's very. I mean, it's science fiction. It's fantasy. It's like I said, elegant, lots of colors. He's famous for his color palette. That's why our statues are very vibrant in terms of colors. Yeah, and he's a really, really cool artist, very chill artist, very, very nice guy too. Like I'm super happy.
I'm actually excited to see something not Marvel and DC. So I'm looking forward to see what y'all do.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's how it's. I should thank Marvel and DC because that's the reason I started this company. Because as a collector, I was looking at the market, and again, I don't want to sound like I know we all collect those statues, but I'm like it's saturated with the same characters, and I understand why there's 1,000 Wolverines because we love Wolverine. I love Wolverine, but as a business, I'm like there's room for something different, and I think 5 years ago, I don't think we could have done what we're doing with House of Dog, but I think now. We're even a bit early, but I think the timing is right. But we're a bit early, but slowly you'll see people starting to collect our stuff a lot more because you start as a collector with the obvious stuff. You learn the hobby, and then you start getting intrigued by other companies, other brands. Then you sort of evolve, your tastes change, and then you start to explore other companies and other styles, and it's just a process. And I think eventually a lot of people who are more, let's say, conservative, collecting license, known licenses, will step forward and try, not forward or backward or whatever, they'll and try something different to add to their collection. You know, some people will collect Marvel until they die. Don't get me wrong.
Well, you know, that happened to me. Like if you look at my collection, it's all Marvel, mostly X-Men. You have maybe some Avengers. Oh, thank you. We have some Avengers in the mix. About a few months ago, I decided to pull the trigger on the Batman Who Laughs because I fell in love with the artwork and learned a little bit about the story. I'm still trying to read it because I barely have time. I have 4 kids, and between my husband's work, the kids, and all that stuff, I really don't have time to sit down and read. But from what I know of the story, I fell in love with the story. I love the artwork.
That's amazing.
I mean,
Batman Who Laughs is killer.
it's killer. Batman Who Laughs is like, I don't even want to know about the story. I just like the character. Just looking at the character, I'm in love with the character.
Beautiful. I agree. It's badass.
So I pulled the trigger on the Batman Who Laughs with Prime 1. So I totally get it. Like, sometimes you have to kind of look, at other things, not just stay stuck on one thing, because there's a lot of other nice things out there,
And
it's not just one thing.
It's a process.
Yeah.
If I show you my first toy, it's ridiculous. Like the first thing I started collecting, but that first one, we there's a lot of hate for Pop. Pop, the little Pop.
No problem. Yeah.
A lot of people started collecting through that. And that's what we have to remember. It's like an entry drug.
My entry drug was Randy Bowen. Randy Bowen was my entry drug. That's how
Amazing.
I
love
first started.
Bowen. I'm a huge Bowen fan.
Yeah, I'm a huge Bowen fan. I still got all my Bowens from
I keep them
back
preciously.
in 04.
I have a few of them. I have something really. I can't show you that. Really cool there, but I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, Bowen was a real. I'm not saying that the ZBrush guys are not real sculptors. They are, obviously, but there's something about traditional sculpting that's very unique and special. And Bowen managed to do something at a small scale that's very comic accurate. That's very special. I really love.
No, I don't take away from how you do it, whether it was really sculpted or it was digitally sculpted, because I do photography. So I do photography digitally, with a digital camera, not with a film camera. So I can't take away from neither, because both have a different learning curve,
100%.
and neither of them is easy. So
100%.
whether you have the technique to sculpt by hand or you have the technique to sculpt with ZBrush, they're both two different techniques, and they're both, I'm assuming, very hard to do. I can't do it. So you can't take from either of them. You have to give props to both of them, because what they've done is amazing in the community, and I love Bowen. Bowen got me into this, and that's how I started collecting statues.
You are 100% right, and when you think about it, funny enough, ZBrush, they start with a piece of clay, right? And they actually sculpt the clay on their computer screen, which is the same thing as you would do with your hand. So no, 100%. And I hope I didn't sound like I was saying that I prefer traditional sculpting. I'm just saying.
No. I was just adding to your comment about whether it's digital or whether it's hand sculpted. You can't take from either of them. I mean, both things are great, and I give props to whoever does both of them, or either one.
But keep your Bowens. They're. I'm trying. I want to. I might continue, because Hugues has all the Bowens and he wants to give them to me. Well, I'll lend them to me so I can display them. But it's not the same when it's somebody else's statues than your own. So I'm trying. There is. I don't know if you. I'm sure you've seen his name on David Canetta. He's like a Montreal guy that's in the groups, and he's a super Bowen connoisseur, and he's a really good. He's the go-to guy when you're looking for a piece. So I'm really fortunate, because he's a half an hour from here, and he can get any Bowen you want. So, but right now I'm saving. All the money is going into House of Gog. Like I collect a lot of toys, like giant amount of toys, but I haven't. I'm at full stop because honestly, I want to save all the money for the. It's very hard not to collect, guys. I don't know if you ever stop for a while when you're completely hooked. It's I got this from my girlfriend. It was my birthday just recently, and this is
happy belated birthday.
This is a friend of mine who did that. Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's a Sofubi made in Japan, but yeah, that's my recent thing. But yeah, there's that one too.
No, collecting is hard. It's a hard hobby. It really is.
That's a Punk Drunkers. It's one of my favorite brands in Japan. It's a fully articulated. It's 1,000 toys. It's called the company. It's one of the best articulated platform, I think, in the world. Indie stuff, like independent stuff. Sorry, Barbara, you were saying?
No, I was saying it's hard to collect. It's hard to be a collector. It really is.
Yeah, but you know what? We love it, and I'm sure you're. I mean, I budget my stuff. I know. I mean, if you go into collecting and you're not careful, you're gonna hurt yourself. But if you're Yeah, trust me, we all make mistakes, and it's sometimes you're doing something out of passion, and it's fine. But if you can work with a spreadsheet and a budget,
You hear that, Ryan?
Ryan.
Oh, right.
you see my spreadsheet, it's like, whew. But yeah,
No, I definitely think you have to budget yourself. Like we get a lot of statues, but what we get is what we love. You know, I won't get anything just to collect it, just to be like, you know, in the hype. Oh, everybody's got this, you gotta have it. You know, we definitely collect for the things that we love, and most of like a lot of our things are Marvel and especially X-Men. That's our main thing with the whole collecting thing. But I had to pull the trigger on the Batman Who Laughs because I'm totally in love with
it's
their work.
it's a sick comic, and it's a sick artwork. It's like edgy. This is something House of God would be into, type thing. You know, that's it's really edgy, really cool. Yeah, I don't know if
I'm trying to get my husband to let me pull the trigger on the. I like horror, so I'm really into horror movies, and I don't. Well, I consider the Batman Who Laughs a horror piece.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
So I'm trying to see if he will pull the trigger on the Prime One Pennywise.
Oh.
Hey, I saw you at Pennywise, no?
Yeah, in the car, in the outfit. I'm like, oh man, I want that. I'm obsessed with the
I
movie.
have something here.
Uh-oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Nah. The nun.
That's from an Indonesian company. It's like it's almost garage kits. Like that's a funny story, actually. Not funny, but a cool story. Our first fan, House of God fan, our first person who was interested and started talking, because at the beginning I was polling people a little bit to see what their interest was. You know, there was a process before, and this one kid from Indonesia, super nice guy, spoke very good English, so that's how we were able to communicate. He was a World of 3A. I don't know if you know World 3A Ashley Wood stuff. Like they do these types of things. It's basically articulated figures with fabrics and stuff. It's pretty famous now. They just you might know 3-0 as well. So, anyways,
Yeah,
he's
like
a
hats.
collector of those. Yeah, this one is the total Star Wars ripoff, but like the helmet. Anyways, so he collects this, and I was a fan of World of 3A because I thought they were really in a world of articulated figures from licenses. He was doing something edgy and cool. I'm like, I want to do something similar in the statue business. So I was very inspired by this guy, and because of that, I met this first fan, right? And we became friends. And actually, I'm sending him one of the first statues. I told him I can't be that generous because they're expensive and stuff, but you as the first fan, I want to send you one for free. So he's like super happy because it's complicated to get stuff from Indonesia. It's expensive and stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, man, it would be an honor for me. So I'm getting him a statue shipped to him, and he's the one that sent me the nun, because he got
the nun.
He got it from that same company. They did a little it. And I thought it was really cool. And I saw the nun. I'm like, hey, can you get me the it? And he said, well, they're sold out, but they still have none. Sent me that nun, but it's sculpted in a very small company. And then you were talking about horror, so I.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I won't put a figure on that Prime One, but man, the price is hefty. And it's not even the price that's the issue, because it's not like I haven't spent that amount of money on any of my statues. The problem is it's 44 inches tall. It is like up to, like when I set up, I'm 5'7". So it's like up to here for me. Yeah. So my husband's like, if we get it, where are we sticking this shit? I'm like, look, I'll unbox it. I'll look at it, take my pictures, box it back up, and whenever we finish, the outdoor garage and we do another display thing, then I'll display it. But I want it.
I mean, there's so many gorgeous pieces. It's like you have to choose your battles too, huh? I know Thor is into Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan as well.
Yeah, I told him
I have Vader.
I'd be happy with a Hot Toys.
Hey, boy, in the game.
You ever find out
I
what that
have,
balloon is made of for
hold
it?
on. Hold on.
Barb, you ever
The
found out
what?
what the balloon for
Yeah,
it?
this is
What the balloon is? What are they making it out of?
a Kylo Ren ship
It's
Oh,
fine,
that's
and
what's up. That's tight.
that my
Oh,
friend
that's
did
cool.
by hand with cardboard.
Oh wow.
And there's
Wow.
350 individually glued piece in this thing. It's fucking
Wow.
insane.
That's cardboard, man.
Cardboard from a notepad.
That's cool.
shit.
Yeah, it's insane. This is a one of one. Like he made that for me. But he's a bit of a, you know, those crazy genius artist people. Like he's almost antisocial. He's like so in his own world.
Like a
Mhm.
He
Picasso, like a
doesn't have
Picasso.
internet. He doesn't have internet. He doesn't have a phone like this.
Huh.
He took pictures of my computer screen with his Nokia for reference to make this for me. Like, how ghetto is that?
Damn.
And he,
Wow.
yeah, no, it's honestly, I don't think it serves its. It looks even better in person.
Person, yeah.
But he did like everything, like 350 individually glued cardboard pieces from notepads. You know those notepads? You have the cardboard on the back.
Yeah.
That's the cardboard he used to make that.
How old is he?
I'm sorry.
How old is he?
He's my age, probably around 40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I told him he could. He did a bunch of ships as well for Star Wars. I'm like, you should record yourself and put it on YouTube. You would be famous.
Crazy.
He did the Falcon, the Millennium Falcon,
Falcon,
and
yeah.
the TIE fighters. I mean, they look exactly like the real deal, and they're all made from cartons. I don't even know how he makes it. Like, I don't even know how he does it. Like, it's crazy. This is much bigger. His other ships are much smaller. And he did the TARDIS, like the Doctor Who TARDIS. He did a lot of spaceships from the Star Trek. Like, he's really into that stuff. So really, really talented guy. But
I can see that. Wow.
yeah, but I think he's too in his head to be able to profit from it. I don't think that might even turn him off. I think he likes to do it as a hobby. And if it starts becoming like work, he's not gonna be able to do it. Like, I don't want to talk on his behalf, but that's the feeling I get. You know.
Yeah, I know. I've heard a story about like Prince about that. Like, some guy offered Prince $1 million to perform at their child's bar mitzvah, and he was like, that wouldn't be cool. They were like, dude, it's $1 million. He's like, nah.
No.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Prince was amazing. He did a big show in Montreal before he passed away. I missed the show. A bunch of my friends went, and it was a very small venue, like a very intimate night with Prince. Like, I would have loved to be there. Like, I'm really into music, hip hop. I'm a big hip hop fan. Old school 90s Nas and Outkast and stuff like that. So, but I'm not saying Prince is a hip hop artist, obviously. But I really like music. Like, it's another passion of mine for sure.
I was just listening to Players Ball today. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was driving. I had to get my car service, and on the way home, Players Ball came on.
Yeah, it's my favorite. One of my favorite hip hop group. Have you seen the Netflix The Art of Organized Noise?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, remember that The Art of Organized Noise. Those are the guys. Organized Noise are the guys who were doing the beats for Outkast and for TLC and a bunch of bands in the 90s. And they have a Netflix documentary, and you see the whole story of Organized Noise and the Outkast on Netflix. It's I think it's The Art of Organized Noise. Or if you type Organized Noise in Netflix or on the web, wherever you watch your stuff, it's a really, really cool. If you like hip hop in the 90s hip hop, it's an amazing documentary. Super dope. Like, really, really cool.
Check that shit out.
Yeah.
Well, PA, man, we appreciate you coming on, brother.
Thank you very much, guys. I know I talked a lot, but
no. Don't worry about that. It's, unfortunately, we got a whole backlog of pictures we got to show and everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry to have.
You can hang around. If not, that's cool. It's up to you.
Look at some pictures with us.
Yeah, I can't. The only problem is I can't really comment
on
other people's work, even though I'm probably gonna like every single one of it. I might get an itch if I see customs, but maybe I should just step out and watch it from home, perhaps.
That's fine, man. Whatever. But we appreciate you coming through, brother.
Thank you very much. It was amazing talking to you guys. I know I talked a lot, but
no, don't worry
No,
about
it's been fun.
you're
It's been
fine.
fun.
and that was very generous of you to allow me to be on the show and give me so much time as well.
Yeah, come back anytime, man.
Yeah, we will. And I'm gonna send you some links, and also we'll talk on the side about something too.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Okay.
All
Thank
right,
you
brother.
all. I love you all. And if you have any
Take
questions,
care.
let me know, and I got you.
Okay, my brother. Appreciate you, man. All right.
Cheers.
Oh man, that's PA L'Esperance, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Let me see.
I'm curious to see what they got coming.
Yeah, I mean that's if anybody in the group is getting one, please hit me up. We can do a live unboxing, because I really want to see that,
Yeah, that'll be cool.
and everything. Before we let me shout out.
I want to know about this villain.
We got Ro Moreno, of course, Archangel out there, J. Jonah, Jameson, 2% Remy is in the house. Let's see, Mr. X was here. I think he rolled out. Edwin Diaz, of course, Skills Power, J. Foe. Let's see.
Gordon Applebottom.
Gordon Applebottom is here. Tyrell Reed. I think I saw Gabrielle Ross earlier on Romy Rome.
Yeah. Pinchi Baracho.
Hey, I ordered the shirts, Pinche, so your shirts should be coming in soon. Anybody who ordered shirts, they should be here next week, and then I'll send them out and everything. I'm seeing Born is here.
Crazy ass Arc.
So I missed people earlier because the chat.
Cody,
ATV.
Tyrell,
Yeah.
Skills.
So yeah, that was great, y'all. That was a nice change of pace and everything. Thanks for coming on, my brother.
Yeah, no, it was fun, and it's nice, It's not X-Men, it's not DC, it's not Marvel, it's not, it's something new,
Yeah.
That thing was snatched right off the cover.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's literally, and you got to think about how hard it is to take something 2D and make it 3D. You know what I mean? So,
and their packaging is pretty cool.
Yeah,
like everything that it comes with is pretty damn cool.
Yeah. So that's what's up.
So Barb, the Pennywise, what's the balloon made out of?
I don't know. I haven't really checked. From what I see in the picture, it looks like he's wearing, his costume is fabric, and his hair looks like actual hair. So that's from what I captured from the pictures, but I haven't really seen. Let me see real quick. See, maybe they say something, but I think Taylor was saying something about it's got 3 switchable heads or something. But I only see one on the.
Could be the exclusive, maybe.
No, but I mean the balloon. Did it say anything about what that's made out of?
Is it plastic? Is it real?
Because I know when they were displaying it, everybody was saying, it was helium in it, but that was for the.
Y'all talking about the one? Is that the half scale we talking about, or the?
Yeah, that's the half scale.
That's the one. That's the one you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I was asking about.
Yeah. I don't know,
because I know it's not going to be helium when you buy it, but like,
what are they buying balloons? That'd be
I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't really say. It just says the Pennywise statue specially features size approximately 44 inches tall, red balloon. It just doesn't say materials. It doesn't say anything on the materials either.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it's dope. I just want it.
They just won't make the horror movies I really want.
What do you want?
I want something from Saw.
No, that's funny. They wouldn't make that. I mean, why would they?
I want something from Saw. That's my favorite horror movie.
Now, why wouldn't they at least make the puppet? I don't understand why they wouldn't.
And you know what? That one company that was doing the little puppet on the tricycle, they canceled that thing because I was going to pre-order that. I had to pre-order it. They gave me my money back, and they said it got canceled. I was like, "Fuck y'all!"
Damn, that's messed up.
Yep. So
Maybe they didn't have enough orders. Maybe.
maybe, I don't know.
I actually sent my son something yesterday. Had to do with a puppet from Saw. It was super funny. I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, man. That's my movie.
That's actually hilarious. I didn't know you liked that movie, Saw.
Oh, the Saw series. That's my horror jam.
I watch any horror movie, and sometimes I miss out on watching them, like right away because Ohami doesn't like horror movies. He just doesn't like them. Like I'll tell him, "Hey, let's watch Paranormal Activity." He's like, "Fuck no." And then you see him with the covers like this. He's like, "No."
Oh man. No, man. You come up with some good stuff every once in a while.
He won't watch it, but I love watching horror movies. I grew up watching horror movies. That was my thing. I loved all the Friday the 13th movies, all the Jason movies. Oh man, I just loved them.
Back in the day, it was Halloween for me, just mainly because of the music. I love the music from it.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm kind of like, so the whole Pennywise costume that I was wearing, I initially got it for my daughter, and she decides she wants to change and be 11 from Stranger Things. So I'm stuck with this costume, and I'm like, okay, it fits me, so I'm gonna wear it, and then I'm gonna get all into it and put makeup on. I already ordered the contacts, so it's going.
Whoa! Ohami, look out, bro!
I'm gonna be wearing those yellow contacts, and I already started looking at some special effect videos. So I'm gonna.
You need to keep them yellow contacts when you do your Barbara.
It's not gonna be like exactly the hairstyle like Pennywise, because obviously it's a girl costume. So I'm trying to see if I can find like something like a curly red wig or something. But I'm definitely gonna do the special effect makeups with cracks and stuff. And I already figured out what to do, and I already know what I need to buy. So I want to do that. I already told Mohammed. Like the thing is that we moved out here about a year and a half ago, and last year our first Halloween, I wasn't expecting it, but where we used to live before in our previous homes where we rented or whatnot, no kids would pass by. We would literally get like 3 kids, every Halloween night. So we moved out here last year. I bought 3 bags of candy, of the big ones. It flew in 15 minutes. Damn. Because my block looked like a house. It looked like a block party. It was ridiculous. I had people just it was just a swarm of people, like hundreds of people. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I told Ohami, I'm going to stand at the door just as Pennywise with my balloon. And I'm just going to be like, come on.
Nice. Yeah, way to traumatize people's childhood.
A little bit of blood dripping somewhere.
So, oh, hell yeah. I'm right now standing just there, just standing very quietly with my balloon.
Had a hand too, like.
Pop.
I was driving home today and I was thinking maybe I should get one of my boys to dress up as the kid with the whole, raincoat thing.
Oh, no. Later.
Hide his arm and I'll get like a rubber arm full of blood.
Oh, nice.
Good. Yeah.
So
impressive.
Run, Ohami, run, bro. That's all I say.
Oh man,
I'm trying to scare children. What is Halloween if you're not scaring children?
That's one way to look at it.
That's a very nice piece.
Oh, is this a new spawn?
Yeah, it's a lot of this stuff is from because I planned on showing some last week, but it's like we got like a backlog, so I think so I can't remember some of this stuff. I can't remember where it was. Wait, I need to start writing this shit down. So then they gotta somebody making a halt, of course.
I don't know. I don't feel that face, but
I think this is one of the more recent. I think these are more recent ones than I had. No, actually, no. So then this week, Prime One released this.
And this was like a bust, or was this a?
No, it's a statue. I think I got a picture of it. So this is from the police station from Terminator 1. Yeah, it's Prime 1.
Is it third scale, or was it half?
Yeah, I believe it's half. Yeah, it is half. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see the Pennywise balloons all around.
Yeah.
Damn.
I actually whipped Stash collector saying that Prime One never said the balloon was included. That's kind of crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Why they display it that way then?
I know, right?
Come on, Prime One, don't mess up like that.
So I guess I'll just stick to the hot toy one.
There's a good picture of the whole thing.
That's pretty dope.
This is from the Prime One store that they're showing this. So
Cool.
they're trying to get away from cons.
I'm worrying about Winterfest or whatever.
Yeah, so they just
Wonderfest is what it is, right?
Wonderfest. Yeah. So
yeah, that's a smart move. They can display stuff whenever they want now.
you look in the background, look like it's in the middle of a mall or something.
Yeah, because remember, I think it was Steven when he was showing us. Yeah, it is. It's in the mall.
So you got that. Then this one was there too. This is
Ooh.
Oh, you ain't never see this?
Oh.
Yeah, this
got the girl caught. Oh shit.
This is a wall mounted piece here.
Oh my god.
Wow.
See, I would this.
So that's to mount on the wall?
I wonder how big that is.
That's pretty crazy.
Just like that Predator, the City Predator, it hangs on the wall.
I like that.
How big is it?
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't know. For some reason, I don't think the Queen should be there because remember this scene, the Queen wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was like different bodies, right?
It was a whole. Yeah, I think. I know. I guess it's an alien piece, so you got to have some aliens in there. But
it was the minion aliens crawling around, and they had other bodies caught.
Yeah, it was like different bodies in the.
That's like one of my favorite scenes from movie. I'm like, game over, man. Game over.
What do you mean, they cut the power?
Yeah. They're animals, man.
So why don't you put her in charge?
Yeah. And then here's now I don't know why they got this thing. Like,
don't do nothing to me.
I know. Yeah. I mean, the actual like base and background is pretty cool. And the alien looks good. It's just him just standing it like high.
Like he's
a
statue.
Yeah, well, he is a statue.
Well, I mean, but he's he's posed like he's a statue too.
I don't get that, man. I mean, it's painted really nice and everything. I mean, everything's nice, but just the pose.
You know what it makes me think of though? Remember the one Sideshow did? The one Sideshow did where he's bent over.
Yeah.
It makes me think about that one for some reason.
It's funny seeing this because whenever you see these things in the movie, they're always in like a corner and it's dark, and you never really see like the detail of the actual body and everything. And that, So now you see. Okay, now there he's hunched.
Oh, is this the same? This is the same statue, or is this?
Yeah, it must be a different body or something. Now that's
and this is still Prime One stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was wondering, Hot Toys does their quarter scale posable stuff. I was wondering if it'd be cool if Hot Toy did some posable alien stuff.
And then here they heard you talking, Rodney, because this is Prime One. There's your
blood. I see some blood, but it's half scale.
Yeah.
No, come on.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Pennywise that I really want it, but damn, it's a half scale. So it's like, how am I going to stick that shit? At that point, it's kind of like, okay, I think I might just stick with that Hot Toy one I saw at New York Comic Con looked pretty dope.
Yeah. Like I would love
Who's this guy right here?
What's up?
What is going on, guys?
What's up, man?
It's funny, something just told me look down and
Once I heard Barb talking about scaring children, I was like, I gotta get him.
Yeah, man. I'd love to get some horror stuff, but not if all of it's gonna be half scale.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not into Hot Toys, but when I went through the Sideshow, the one piece that caught my attention was that Pennywise.
Yeah.
It was really nice, the Hot Toy one, and it comes with a ton of switch outs, and it's a 1/6 scale, I think. So it's pretty dope. It's not that. It's kind of like that big, so it's not that small either.
Yeah, and you can get whatever pose you want out of it.
Oh yeah,
they don't make the statue you want.
I think it comes with like 3 heads, 3 different pair of hands. It comes with a skateboard with the arm. It comes with a bunch of little tiny switch outs, so it's actually pretty cool.
and a head with the teeth, right? It has a head. With
Yeah,
the
it has 3 portraits. It has 3 portraits. So it's like less than $300. I think it was like 260 or something like that. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty dope. I mean, Ohami doesn't collect horror stuff, so I'll be happy with a 1/6 scale.
Mhm. What the hell?
That's from this
Oh,
last
God.
Predator movie. Remember the Predator?
Yeah, that movie can go away.
No, I I like them extra kind of people, so I thought it was funny,
Yeah.
But this was the part that I hated about the movie. Was these
Oh, you didn't like the dogs running through the field?
I mean,
I didn't like the dogs either.
it wasn't the actual, like the one that was acting like it was drunk or something. That was stupid. But like the fact that it made it look like a predator, what I mean, I thought that was dumb. But I guess since they were playing with genetics or whatever, I guess that makes sense. But I just thought that was stupid.
Yeah, I'm with me and PJ agree on this movie.
Yeah,
Trash.
yeah. No, I thought the dude, your boy, what's the name that played the Punisher, Thomas. He was funny, and the brother was funny.
Yeah.
All the predators.
Oh, yeah.
That was the movie for me. It wasn't really about the predator. I just thought
See, I thought it was a decent movie, and I thought it fell in line with the same corniness as all the other ones, with the exception
oh my God.
of the first one. The
Mark
first one was a serious, great movie, and then everything else after was cheesy.
Nah, man. I never thought any of the Predator movies were corny until this one.
I didn't think 2 was corny.
Oh,
It had some-
in the sub in New York?
That was L.A.
Oh, was it L.A.?
Yeah, that was L.A.
The Danny Glover?
Yeah. So
Which was that one? The last movie or something? The last movie I saw Predator was the one with the chick that they go into this underground pyramid in the Arctic or whatever.
wow, you've been.
Oh, that's
you
the
got-
You're way behind.
What was
It
that?
was Predator
Alien?
versus Alien. I think that's like the
Predator,
last movie I saw.
I actually really like the one before this, the one with we call it Adrian Brody.
Predator.
Yeah, that
Or
one
what
was
was that
pretty
one?
good.
I like that was after the I like that one better than Predator 2 in my opinion.
Damn.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Predator 2.
The only issue I had with that movie was that Adrian Brody, he had to use that weird Batman voice.
But he sounded better. Like he didn't have that whisper to me. Like I always hated when Christian Bale did that shit. I was like, dude, just talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Hang on, let me
Oh, no.
gotta go back.
This Predator, this last one was the only Predator movie I did not like.
Right.
I spruced up my man bun just for just because he's such a fan. I wanted him to get the full effect.
Can we show Ark again? I want to see the man bun.
Oh goodness!
That's a great man bun.
Oh man!
It's perfected.
I can never.
Along with the white crack beard.
Also, Bob, we gotta get your opinion on Juggernaut because unfortunately the air conditioned dudes was in the
Messing
house.
up this stuff.
Yeah. So.
I was so upset about that, man.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I totally bitched him out because I told him I had something to do at that time, and he totally screwed it up by wiring it, like putting the wires wrong, and then he had to call his boss, and the guy had to drive 30 minutes from his house.
Huh?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
To fix what the dude messed up. Oh my god!
My
He
husband.
should be fired.
Well, Ohami was sitting there, and he was like, he fucked up the wiring. I'm like, why didn't you fix it? He's like, hell, fuck no, I'm paying him. He needs to fucking fix it.
Thank you.
Right.
Amen.
That's true.
I was like, I just want to unbox my Juggernaut. Like, seriously. But no, Juggernaut, man, that thing is, wow. That thing is dope.
I'm very very jealous of everyone that's got that piece because I was kind of against it in the beginning. So much I guess more for the cost, but the pictures never do it justice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was too one of the ones that was kind of against it, and it's a really dope piece. It really is. It's really nice. The kitty's really nice. The detail on it, it's amazing. The boots, like you can see, like the boots have this detail. It looks like a leather type feel.
Yeah,
it's a really nice statue. But you got something that you should have though.
Well,
in your collection.
If it does ship.
Hmm.
No, but you need that. You'll get Juggernaut. You'll get Juggernaut.
Yeah, I think I will eventually. And you know the kitty pride part of it, it's not a must for me because it's such a smaller piece.
But you should get it if you can get it.
I mean, I'm on the wait list. If the wait list goes through, then it's going to be mine. If I wait forever,
you never know. I think somebody posted on one of their groups yesterday. They just got their Thanos on throne converted.
Oh,
damn.
wow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, really?
That's a long time.
The screenshot. The guy was like, "Holy shit! I never thought this was gonna happen. It just
Damn,
converted."
2 years later, was it 2 or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 16, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna take that
17.
long.
Something like that.
I hope it takes that long. I got too many stuff to pay for.
No, but if you're on the wait list, I think it'll take a few months. I don't think it'll take that long.
Yeah.
But I think it'll take a few months because once they start with all the orders and and shipping them out and then getting all the stuff in order, then people will eventually probably back out, a few months from now, and that's where you'll get in.
Yeah. Plus, I think once people realize how big it is,
Oh yeah,
how hard it is to display.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you've got the regular IKEA Bestas, I mean, will that thing even fit in there?
No, there's no fucking way.
Plus, there's the weight to consider.
Yeah, the weight.
It was a mission for me to take pictures. How I put it, like I had it on the big turntable, and it was hard for me to get Kitty in there and not like have him spin and knock her. Like I couldn't have him spin because if not, it would knock her over. Eventually, like where I usually put my statues, so where I take pictures. So it's a very massive piece, and yeah, you have to have that space to be able to display him. So at a Besta, no, I don't think a Besta will work at all. It's just the way he leans forward and the way it's 27 inches,
right.
27 inches depth. So you have to be able to display that.
Plus, isn't it deeper than it is tall?
Yeah, it is. It's deeper than it is tall. I haven't measured how tall it is, but I think it was like 27. No, wasn't it like 26 or 25 and a half, something like that?
I think it's 27 tall. I could be wrong, but
so it's 27 and 27.
Is it?
Yeah, it might be, but I know for sure.
I don't have it.
It might be. I mean, yeah, I have to measure it. I have to see if Ohami gets me the measuring tape and I'll measure. But I think it's 7 deep. So it definitely is deep because the two hands that extend, that's where you run with the issues.
Yeah. So even with my garage shelving, with it being as deep as it is, I think
garage shelvings.
I think they're only 24.
That's the same size as the Besta. I mean, as the packs.
So I would have to like kind of do it a weird angle type thing.
Yeah, you have to put them at an angle.
Yeah.
I still have them on my dining room table, so I still have Iceman on my dining room table.
So
X-Men exclusive says it's 27 tall, 27 long.
Wow.
Oh, so there you go. Yeah.
So Barb, are you planning on putting jugs on y'all's top cabinets?
No, eventually, the thing is that Ohami's working till very late. So eventually we are going to bring down the White Magneto, and we're going to put the Iceman where White Magneto's at. All the X-Men females are going to go up there in that kitchen cabinet I showed you guys. And then Jugs is going to go down in the packs, somewhere in the packs. We haven't done that yet. So we have to move a lot of stuff around, but the thing is that those are the most heaviest pieces, and I can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
So
why are y'all doing all the females together?
It's not that we're doing all the females together. I guess we're just rearranging stuff, till we finally get other pieces that we want to. For now, he just wants to put the females up there, all the X-Men females.
Yeah, I just for me, and because my daughter asks a million questions, so I always feel when people put like all their females together, it's like you're putting, you're making it a sexual thing. is why. I'm sure y'all are not.
That's an art thing.
Yeah, that's Alabama in the South thing.
It's a size thing. It's not an art thing. It's a size thing. No, the thing is that we gotta rearrange our stuff constantly. Like, especially when we get the bigger pieces, we have to rearrange them. So for now, the best thing that works is that we have to put the females up top so that we can fit, at least Jugs down there, because that's the issue. It's fitting Jugs in somewhere where he's gonna be contained, where there's like a barrier, like how we have the doors with the plexiglass. So he needs to be in there.
Yeah, and plus rearranging is always great because it kind of makes you feel like you got a new collection.
Oh yeah, you move things around and it looks different, and I think eventually we have to go to the garage. Move to the garage.
So I always didn't care for switch outs on so many pieces, right? Because I was like, how often do people really switch them out? So since I've taken all my boxes to the attic, before I put them in the attic, I got all the switch outs out and put them in a drawer in my man cave. And now that they're easily accessible,
you want to switch them.
I've switched them out.
Yep.
So I was completely wrong. Switch outs are the best.
When they're easily accessible, yes, you'll switch them out. Like I have, I have the portraits for the white Magneto. They're all outside, but I won't change Magneto because they don't have the helmet. So I don't care to change those. Eventually, I think I might just put those away and not keep them outside. I have all 3 Venom portraits out on the Prime 1 Venom.
Yeah. Well,
and those switch out.
Like the Harley Quinn Sideshow statue. Like I did the little pouty face, but the other portrait is still really amazing.
Mum-Ra.
So I've switched out that one, Killer Croc. I even did the Sideshow Magneto. I did the unmasked portrait, which I thought I would never do.
I have that one out. I have the Magneto for Sideshow. I have that one out too.
Yeah, I mean it's such a good portrait, and I thought I would never
exactly.
But now that it's so accessible, I'm like, why not?
I keep them displayed with the helmet, but I always keep that other portrait outside because it's a very nice portrait. I don't think it needs to stay in the box, to be honest.
Yeah, which I think you need to find a way. You need to find a way to put that unmasked portrait on the white Magneto.
Oh, you mean for the one from the SS?
Yeah, the unmasked portrait for Sideshow. Put it on the white XM Magneto.
Does it key in?
What you say, Rodney?
Hey, that Star Killer, was that a render or what was that?
That's the final.
What? Go back.
Yeah, that's the final. That's why I'm not too hype about it. The face sculpt, I'm not crazy about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't really. Its picture doesn't really show the face too well. But yeah. I like the pose. I
like everything. It's just the face is killing it for me. You know.
I can't. Yeah, I mean the face.
Yeah, I
need to see a better picture of the face. But
yeah,
I think Taylor said something about.
So Force Unleashed, is that based on a cartoon or a game or a
video game?
It's a video game.
Yeah, there's no longer canon because it came, from Disney.
Stupid.
Right.
Well, that's Disney, man.
Hey, that's why I don't like Disney.
Hey,
Taylor said he said something about the face.
What did he say?
I think it's getting worked on.
It's not okay. Yeah. Now if they get the face better,
I like that.
I'll definitely be on board with this.
God damn
that's going to take up.
To be next year, not
that's going to take up. Well, I mean. It's just like he doesn't have a big deposit. It's like probably $150 or something, and then
I don't want to add nothing else until I get some shit.
But I like it. It's definitely gonna take up some real estate. You know what I mean? Look at how wide.
Yeah, it looks wide.
But other than that, yeah, I like it.
But yeah, it's a great pose.
And I was thinking, I was like, would I change the sabers when I get it to red? But I think the blue adds a good contrast to everything else because all most of my sabers I have here are red, so I think I'll just leave it blue.
Yeah.
So Thor, how often do you turn all the sabers on?
I have them all hooked up to my because I have like these we call it the switch plugs where you hit the remote and all this. So I leave them on, just they turn off when the switch turns off. But now Malls is messed up, so I might have to send it. I'm thinking, do I send it back to the guy? Do I really want to be bothered? But I don't know. I'll talk to him and see what happens. But but yeah, I turn every time I turn it on the display, they all come on with the ones that are functioning.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Because I've got it where whenever I enter into my man cave, when I flip the light switch, all of my displays light up.
Yeah, that's what exactly same thing.
The ones that are plugged to the wall.
Yeah, but the light up features on statues, I don't have them tied into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did that.
Which, I mean, the only one that I think I could would be Iron Man, the Mark III.
11 o'clock.
But I just left it unplugged.
I think the light up features are cool and all, but like really, I never turn mine on ever.
Yeah.
Unless look like that guy that came with the AC, he took a video of my whole thing to show his wife. And then that's where I showed him the light up features on the gauntlet for Thanos on Throne, on the Iron Fist, on the Spider-Man 2099. I turned them all up and, showed them to him. But other than that, I really don't. Never turn them on.
Man, that Iron Fist, I think, is so underrated. I think it's such a great piece.
X-Men piece. Still my favorite X-Men piece.
Oh yeah,
Probably always will be.
So this just came out a couple days ago.
This looking good. This Sideshow.
Yeah, I don't collect busts, but this I'm quite sure to be reasonable too. Like judging by the size, you see the guy holding it in his palm. So.
Yeah. Thinking 300.
I guess probably somewhere around there.
that's a pretty big bust.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a good face too.
I knew that.
I was waiting for the.
I'm listening for Mr. X to say that's what she's
waiting for. Yeah.
So then I think Barb, ain't this your people? I mean, we ain't gonna say their names, but I think this is them.
Really?
I think so. Isn't it?
That's not a 12-ounce can, right?
Yeah, that's a 12-ounce can.
Shut the
Folks is getting this piece actually. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, folks is getting this.
That is huge.
Yeah. Huh. So folks is this is the print and painted up and everything.
Man, Tim just joined the chat.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What's up?
Man, from the underworld.
He needs to join the live.
Yeah, he does.
Jump on in.
Thanos saying, "Come here."
Yeah. So
it seems like most Thanos statues are done on a throne.
Yeah,
I mean, this one looks great, but I feel like it's been.
It looks a lot like the Bowen to me.
Yeah,
see the Bowen, it looks a lot like that, And this is more comic accurate from the from like the 90s or something like the Infinity Gauntlet series. That's what he looked like.
His shoulder pad always reminds me of a Pringles chip.
Not a Pringles chip.
Hey,
I don't think he's doing that one.
No,
okay.
I don't think so. I'm looking. I don't see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
So this throne, this is how it looks like comic.
It did like during Infinity Gauntlet when the original Infinity Gauntlet came out. That's how.
So was the Sideshow throne just something they imagined, or was that?
Yeah, that was like their own interpretation.
Okay.
They did. So
that was kind of like a comic movie version combo, wasn't it?
Sort of like in between, and I like the fact that it was like it had like jetpacks on it and looked like it could move and all that kind of stuff.
I thought the throne they did was a beast. That was my favorite part of that statue.
And Rodney, I think you'll like this one. This is from Injustice.
I don't like the Superman face, but I like.
I know, but I mean the concept.
Yeah, I hope they do this. And
did you say it's from Injustice?
Yeah, from the original Injustice, Gods Among Us. This is actually what started. This was started the whole thing. Was Joker killed?
He tricked Superman into killing Lois.
Yeah.
Oh, I just checked the right. They're doing one, but it's not that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't see that at all. I know that I see they're doing one, but it's not that one. He's standing up like in a standing pose, like kind of like charging.
Oh, okay. So that's like you
Yeah.
said, Aug, that's different because you always see him in the throne. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. I love that they're doing.
But that thing looks like it's gonna be huge though. Is he like his fist going through Joker?
Yeah.
he killed him. Yeah.
See, I don't ever remember. Maybe it's because I've only played or I've played recently the Injustice 2. I just don't remember Superman ever being in his original old school costume.
Well, in the beginning, that's what he changed it. Once he changed into his, when he started taking over and everything, he changed.
After he killed Lois, he changed.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
He killed Lois, then he killed Joker, and then he's like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna rule everything because
Right.
y'all just suck."
And then we got like a Superman run going on. This is
I didn't like this face or this statue the first time I saw it, and that hasn't changed.
It looks like Grandpa Superman.
Looks like Ronald Reagan is Superman or something.
Like I'm waiting for somebody to do a custom walker for this piece.
not a walker.
And his legs still bother me.
Yeah, it's like weird.
Yeah,
It's short.
But I couldn't imagine putting this next to the Miller Batman.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Nah.
not even. It's a joke, man.
Yeah.
So
I think this was a huge miss.
Yeah.
So you're saying that's the one that would go with the one we're getting? No.
No, not
Fragment?
The one Art has behind him.
Barb, yours is the Master Race one.
Master Race. Oh, it's not.
Like the one that I've got that I just recently got. That's the original Dark Knight.
Oh, okay.
Somebody spitting in their mouth is in the house.
Oh,
Spit
a PJ cup?
right now in my mouth.
You spit in your own mouth? That's like most people throw popcorn up in there and catch it. You throw your spit up in the air and catch it. Is that how that works?
I throw it up in the air and someone catches it. Someone
No,
else.
you catch it. Not someone else.
PJ, no
And
matter
then they
where
throw it
you
up,
are,
and then I catch it again.
and someone catches it.
Yeah. Hey guys,
What's
how are
happening?
you?
Yo, PJ.
Yo,
you look
this-
like Superman right now.
Oh, I do actually. That yo, what's up with that
Legs.
Superman? Why is he so?
Geriatric.
Now my thing is, why would he be holding the kryptonite arrow?
Yeah, like isn't he like?
That's true too. What's that about?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if Jason was here, he'd probably like,
I mean, that's from the Dark Knight Returns.
Look,
Is he like pulling it out of his leg?
Now,
or something?
this Superman with this head sculpt, that's a he just sharded. Never trust a fart. He's looking for a bathroom.
He just shit out.
Something bad just
kryptonite.
happened.
That's why he just shit out the kryptonite. That's why he had that look on his face, because it hurt really bad.
Gabriel says that Superman looks like Jay Leno.
Yeah,
yeah. What's up? I mean,
that big
I
pen.
mean, like I said, I don't know anything about this this comic. Is that how he looks?
Yeah, from the Dark Knight Returns. He kind of looked like that. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was Frank Miller's artwork.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it didn't translate well in a statue.
Yeah, not this one.
Yeah,
I was
but,
gonna say he
the
did
There's
that.
another one. There's
I mean-
another one where him and Batman are fighting, and he's kind of like crushing Batman's gun, and that one looks a lot better to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
a flip scale or a
How he
scale or
looks.
something.
from the Dark Knight
Yeah.
Returns. That's he kind of looked like that. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was
Yeah.
Frank Miller's artwork.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it didn't translate well.
Wait, who's
Yeah, yeah, they're the one Art got right now.
Hey, Art,
Batman.
is your speaker
That one looks
on?
a lot better to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got that
Or
one.
someone speaking?
Yeah,
Flip scale or a scale or something.
Oh,
the Dark Knight
Who's
Returns.
speaker? Is it
Okay, it's gone.
okay? Go.
Okay.
that was my fault. I clicked on the Facebook link.
Oh no.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute.
So, yeah, that was-
And
Batman
PJ
back
Bladen,
there. That beautiful Batman, and then this Superman. Just
they called me the rookie.
And then this is the XM
That's a
production.
nice. I like that portrait.
This is the production for the XM Superman that's coming out.
Superman's looking.
So that's going to be what 1/6?
1/6, yeah.
I like all of the XM16 DC stuff so far,
Yeah, I do too.
especially that Shazam.
And you know, I was watching the, I guess it was the Red Titans one with Alex talking about each piece,
Mhm.
and then he was talking about the prices below each piece, and he was saying that was shipping included.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard, and I was like, "Whoa, that's like a different."
That changes things.
Yeah, that changes everything if that's shipping included.
Huh.
Because that Shazam piece, that piece right there, I think was one of my favorites for the whole con.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan.
No, I put this on here because Adrian.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Adrian Weiss is gonna be getting this piece this week, and he's gonna come on and live unbox it. So I put this.
Oh, nice.
That's gonna be a big piece, isn't it?
Prime one, yeah, he's getting the prime one.
A big old robot.
Is that 1/3?
I believe. I don't know. Let me know. So
the one time we need Ryan, where is he?
Yeah.
Overdosed on Doritos.
This is a teaser from NYC Sculptures. Me and Taylor and myself, we guessing this is Darth Malik, which
just
is
off the boob shot.
Just off the boob shot, yeah. And even though he's a guy, so you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's Darth Revan's running buddy is who this guy is. So
yeah, he was like the main villain of KOTOR 1.
Yeah.
So is this from comics?
From the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, the game.
Video game, yeah.
Okay. So I guess that video game, it told a huge part of the story.
It was.
It's not anymore. You know, now I'm guessing Disney's gonna redo it with this with the Lord of the Rings. We call it Game of Thrones guys, yeah. So
yeah, but they have to bring these characters back. They're such a essential part of Star Wars, and that's what made I think for me Star Wars like great around like the early 2000s.
They should just redo the game.
Well, you know, Revan was almost canon. They wanted to put him in the Clone Wars, but they decided not to for some reason. So it never
who knows? He might be canon. They haven't. I don't know.
He's not yet. No.
Not yet. Hopefully,
Bane is canon. He was in the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
but
and I heard they were making a Bane show too. So, oh, see in the bottom right, there, guys.
That's Jay Leno on the right.
That's the bottom right is me when I see Tim or Arch hop on the live stream.
What?
Oh my goodness!
The bottom right head sculpt.
I don't think
that
I
portrait.
like
That's my face every time you guys like hop on the live stream.
Maybe the top right portrait I like with the red eyes, but
that's the only one I can get with.
The top right portrait is when I'm going to the bathroom in the morning after Chipotle dinner the night before.
So what?
When you have Taco Bell?
Yeah, or Taco Bell.
Panda Express. I saw Panda.
No, Panda Express doesn't give me the runs like that.
It doesn't make it burn.
To you, I think Taco Bell will do it to you.
Chipotle, oh my goodness,
hey,
that is another story.
Chipotle is amazing.
Oh, Chipotle is amazing, but those black beans, oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is Goliath.
Man, that looks awesome.
Yeah,
this from the cartoon.
Yeah,
Gargoyles.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I loved some Gargoyles growing up.
Gargoyles was good.
Me too.
Yeah, Gargoyles is good growing up.
Growing up in Alabama with not much money, my mother would give me a can of SpaghettiOs. Like she was too lazy to even put it in a bowl. Like she would just give me the can with a spoon in it, and I'd sit there and watch some Gargoyles.
She didn't even heat it up.
It had to be spaghetti.
No heating it up, no nothing.
No, wait, really? No heating up? Oh.
Yeah, so I grew up knowing that 10 taste to spaghetti.
Oh.
So I tried giving it to my kids, and I put it in a bowl thinking, I'm going to be the better parent. Then I would like take a spoon of it and be like, oh, it just doesn't taste right without that 10 taste.
Without the 10.
Yo, let me ask you guys: did anyone eat Vienna sausage as a kid?
Yes.
Hell,
Yes.
I've got
I
Vienna
couldn't eat it.
in
Oh,
my
I
house.
did.
I couldn't eat it, guys. Like I even tried cooking it, and it just didn't translate well.
Wait,
no Vienna
why-
sausage, no spam, no none of that shit.
No,
It's already
spam I
cooked.
could do.
I had spam and
Nah, I
Vienna
can't do
sausage
I like scrapple. I can't.
and potted. What is it? Potted meat product. Some
Ooh,
shit you
God.
put on crackers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this Spider-Man though.
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with spam. I feed my kids spam.
Yeah, we,
I
Yeah.
can't do
we
spam.
still eat spam. I
Hey,
love
if I cook spam. I
spam.
love it.
I actually
Yeah,
like
Thor,
spam when I make breakfast. Like I'll cut it into little slices and I'll put it in the in the pan and kind of like cook it a little bit
Yep.
and with some eggs and
Yep.
whatever else for breakfast, pancakes, whatever. And it's actually pretty good.
Egg
I like
and
it.
cheese
I do
and
the
a
same
little
thing.
bit of
I'll
spam.
dice it up and saute it with some butter because spam isn't healthy enough. You got to add butter.
That's
Add
right.
butter to it.
That's right.
Spam is big in Hawaii. They love
Add some
spam.
of that salt.
Oh yeah.
And the Vienna sausages actually whenever like Cuban homes whatever, you make a little yellow rice and cut them and put them in a little pan and kind of like cook it a little bit and put it into some yellow rice and some onions and stuff and cook it and make some little yellow rice with Vienna sausages.
Oh damn.
We give my 1-year-old, we give him Vienna sausages.
Oh, my kids love it. I buy the boxes like in BJ's and with the little cans and they get home from school and they'll eat like a can or whatever.
Yeah, we do too. Maybe it's a South thing.
See,
They love that.
I ate Vienna sausage as a kid. I won't eat it now, but spam, I would. I would still eat spam, but no
Look,
more Vienna.
You gotta teach the kids to eat that shit out of the can because when we get hit by a hurricane and we have no power for a week, you gotta eat out of a fucking can and cold.
That's
so
That's
That and when you have 4 children,
and when you have 4 children, I know.
that's 4 dishes every meal. That
Right.
shit adds up.
You telling me? Shit. No, you know what, Ark? Your kids are little, right? What's
Yeah.
your oldest? What's the oldest age?
The oldest is 9, and then there's 6, and then there's 1.
Oh, okay. So wait until they hit 13 and up. Then you're really gonna be like, "Fuck my life! Why did I have 4 kids?"
No, when they're hit
They
13,
eat all the
they
time.
go get a job.
We taught our kid the same shit, the 19-year-old. No, but serious. Like my 16-year-old. Like today, he grabs this. He can't even grab like a regular bowl or plate. No, he's got to grab a huge Tupperware, fill it up with rice and beans, and then he's like, "Mom, is this too much?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?
Is this too much?
He's like 3 people. What are you kidding me?"
Yeah, my 9-year-old, he was looking through all the cabinets for a huge bowl so he could do a bowl of cereal.
Oh
I
God!
said, dude, just get a regular one.
And then they
you gotta
serve
refill
themselves
it.
like half a gallon of milk and
Yeah.
like half a bag of cereal. I'm like, what the fuck?
So this is the updated head sculpt on Star Killer.
Damn it! Why couldn't this be next year? Damn you!
It's coming out already?
No, he's gonna be taking deposits soon.
Oh
Boy.
shit! Damn.
It's only like $150 down, but you got that.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's the same guy that did Revan and
Yep.
is doing Nihilus, and
God.
he's the one-stop shop right now. So that's why I'm not crying about nobody's doing Star Wars. So this guy's doing Star Wars. So I ain't really worried about it. So, and it's a lot of the characters that I want to see done. So,
So the Star Wars collectors here, now that you and PJ are here, do y'all feel kind of the same way how X-Men, they continue to make Wolverine over and over again? Do y'all feel that way about how they continue to make Vader?
well, that's why I wasn't really getting anything because me myself, that's my favorite character. Yeah, but it's like with him, it's difficult because he's only got one look. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
so much you can. And like I said, the only way I would get another one of him is if he's in the meditation chamber, and that's
Yeah.
the
Right.
So
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
I
for
mean,
me, it's like, oh, sorry.
go ahead, PJ.
No, I was gonna say there's really not much of a difference with the suits between all the movies. I mean, minor changes, but
they're little minuscule changes, but it's not
minuscule.
enough to be making
Yeah.
other statues of it. In my opinion,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, at least with Wolverine or Batman, there's so many different variations of Batman, so many different variations of Wolverine. Magneto too. So I think it's harder with Vader. The only Vader that I thought that they did really well and that's different is the Mythos Vader. I think that
Yeah,
one.
I really love that one. But PJ, you've got that Hot Toys Vader, which the base is so good that when you pose it, and because it's like a fabric material, I mean, it's almost like a statue that you can pretty much put however you want it, because there's not going to be, a pivot point in the elbow type thing.
Yeah, I think one thing about that, and I'm actually reviewing it pretty soon, but one thing about that Vader is that it can appeal to like a figure collector or a statue collector, because if you think about it, if you don't like a pose on a Vader, you're stuck with that statue. At least with this one, you could like change it up, do different things. You could change out the head,
right?
Change the pose, do different things. So I think that's what's very appealing about this quarter scale Vader. And if you guys
Is
are,
that the one that they had at the Sideshow booth?
yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
that one was nice. I took pictures of it. I actually really liked it.
yeah.
So
Actually,
PJ,
I've never
do
seen
you
a
have
Hot Toy person.
What's
So
up?
that day.
PJ? Do you have another quarter scale Darth Vader?
Yeah, I have that one in the back over here. It's
How well do they match up as far as size?
Oh, perfect. It's like, yeah, it's exactly in terms of size. That it's definitely comparable. Definitely similar.
When I first started out in collecting everything, I originally started getting, as far as quarter scale. I jumped into the NECA game.
Yeah.
And got like a NECA quarter scale Batman, but then I tried to display it with like a Sideshow piece, and it just doesn't seem to match very well as far as the size. So I didn't know if the Hot Toys being kind of a completely different animal, if it matched up very well.
Well, I saw that Hot Toys Vader, and like the Pennywise, you can't even tell it's a freaking Hot Toy. That's how good, to me at least, that's how good they looked. Yeah. And it really caught my attention. I had never seen a Hot Toy before, which was what I was telling PJ. I had never seen a Hot Toy before till NYCC, and it really caught my attention. At least the Pennywise really caught my attention. Yeah. I like Vader, the Mandalorian. I also like too. I actually took pictures of those too.
Yeah, as long as they can cover the seams, Hot Toys will trick you into believing.
Oh yeah,
easy.
Yeah, I think they're slowly getting better with covering those seams. It's only a matter of time before they start using like better grade, like I don't know, silicone or something, so that like when you
and stuff.
Yeah, so when you move it, it doesn't snap or something.
Then they always get stuck at the wrist, though. That's always the issue.
Yeah, that's the only problem. Is like they towards the wrist, and they kind of have to show the seam. But besides that, like if you have like a Vader, like something like where you can't see like the seams or the joints, man, you can't tell a difference. Like that Pennywise that Barb was talking about, there's no seam, like you can't see it. So that's why
you can't see it, yeah.
Damn it, Hot Toys do a Saw character.
Even
Better Call Saul.
I mean, you're gonna get a seam. Most hands are that's where they connect, is the hands and the head. So so it's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can trick it if I don't know, if you got a bracelet on or if you're wearing gloves. That's kind of the only way you can hide it. But.
Yeah,
there were 4 Hot Toys that caught my attention. Vader, Mandalorian, and but it wasn't a Hot Toy. It was you said, PJ, that was Sideshow's version, I guess, which was the Magneto.
Oh yeah, that one was nice. That was like a comic
old
book
fashioned.
version of
Yeah,
Magneto.
yeah, that one was really nice too. I actually
Yeah.
like the portrait on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep confusing it with a hot toy. But it got my attention though. I didn't think I was actually gonna like those type
Yeah.
of figurines.
Is that Pennywise? Is that quarter scale also?
The what?
No,
Oh.
Pennywise isn't?
No, it's a 1/6.
no.
Yeah, look at that.
Here it
Yeah,
is, Art.
that looks pretty good.
Has anybody bought a Sideshow figure lately? Because I know their figures used to not be that great.
I have the that Mythos Obi one, so that one was pretty good.
The joints on it are really good, and
Yeah, it's
slip
not.
off.
Yeah, they're not like cheap.
Yeah, 'cause
They're
I-
actually I don't know if they actually are doing Court of the Dead figures. I don't know if you guys.
and they're using the seamless skin. Yeah,
Yeah, the seamless like bodies. Yeah, and they actually I don't know. Kier turned out really
good.
nice. I was like, wow.
she looks really nice.
Oh, I just sent Thor those pictures so he could show them. Like,
Yeah, that Mandalorian. Thor, I can't wait, man.
Yeah, we can. It's almost here, bro. We talking about 3 more weeks.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
collect Star Wars stuff, but I took a picture of the Mandalorian and the Vader because I know you guys are.
Oh,
into Star-
we
thank you.
appreciate that, Bob. We appreciate it.
I
You got
took
some
it for you
clones in
guys.
there too.
Huh?
You got some clone troopers in there too.
Yeah, there were some troopers there too, but I don't know too much about Star Wars. But from what I hear you guys talk and stuff, it's like Mandalorian, Darth Vader. So I took a picture of those two because I thought they looked really cool though, and I love the Vader.
Yeah, it looks good. It just,
Yeah, the Vader looked really good.
It just at this point in my life, I'm just too old to be posing shit. You know what I mean?
Just
I
one
just-
time.
Nah,
But
I can't.
But like for instance, like me, that Ohami doesn't collect horror stuff, and and I know how he feels. Like I want the Prime one, and it's very expensive, and he's not into it. So it's kind of like, okay, I'll settle for the hot toy one, which is really cool because it has all these kind of switch outs, and I don't really care for the posing. I'll just keep them in one pose, but I like that it has the little switch outs with the hands and the faces and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like having a statue, but it's a 1/6 scale, and you can pose it if you want to. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and then you're probably gonna leave it in like that same pose where he's holding the balloon, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
messing around with it.
So PJ,
Yeah.
you think Hot Toys will ever do a quarter scale loop to go with that Vader?
If they do, it's not gonna be for a while. They rarely do any quarter scale stuff. I mean, they did the Boba Fett quarter scale.
I mean, they did Joker, didn't they?
Yeah, they did Joker.
Joker.
But I'm pretty sure in the future they will. I mean, it's definitely they will probably want to match this up with Vader. And if they are going to make one, it's probably going to be the Bespin Luke, where he's like in Empire Strikes Back.
Return of Jedi.
Do you think that
Maybe
maybe
Return of the Jedi.
there's with the quarter scale stuff and seeing how that goes, and if people prefer like the quarter scales?
Yeah. The only problem is that Hot Toys is based out of Hong Kong, so most of their collectors that buy like directly or have smaller like apartments and stuff, so it's not really space friendly.
Yeah.
So, but for us, we'll take it. So they'll do it like not very often, but they'll do it enough to kind of keep us like pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
You doing fireball shots?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you guys know, they're actually making a Spider-Man quarter scale from the Homecoming movie.
Was
That
it
one's-
gonna be like the all black costume?
Yeah, that one's pretty good because that one has the vulture base. I'll show it to you guys. That one was like, I was kind of surprised that they did it, and it's actually pretty cheap considering the fact that it has like a vulture base.
What's the like 5?
Because that vulture base is ginormous.
Oh yeah,
Let
yeah.
me
I
see.
saw that one. You have the option to, I guess, order it with the vulture base or without.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would order it with the vulture base.
Right.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. Like that Pennywise, it's under $300. It kind of takes me back to those good old days when you would pre-order a statue with Sideshow and your payment plan was like $60. I don't think I've seen that in a while. So
Yeah. So
Barb,
here's
are
the
you gonna get
that's
that
Spider-Man.
Huh?
Are you gonna get Pennywise?
I don't think I'm gonna get the prime one. I mean, it would have to be that I make a commission and I'll be like, okay, I'm getting it. You know, I don't think Ohame will get it for me. If he does, it's a miracle. But I don't know. I was hearing in the comments the Whiplash was saying that the balloon wasn't included. What kind of shit is that? I'm not gonna pay $2,000 if the balloon doesn't come.
But isn't that balloon and
What was that?
What?
I
What
think
was
the
that?
balloon's in every
Apple
picture.
Wax? What was that?
Yeah, Whiplash said the balloon wasn't included. The prime one never said the balloon was
They
included.
better.
But the Sideshow website says that it features the balloon. So I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know what.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
here-
it comes from the balloon.
Can't not give you a balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So here's
maybe
the vulture base.
And this
I don't
is
know if you guys can
for
see it. So you just that vulture base is pretty big.
Yeah, it looks good.
see. So Hot Toys is, stepping into the quarter scale.
Yeah. I mean, I
Loop-
wish they would release more, but their market's like 1/6. But I mean, look at this. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. I'm not big on
So
with the whole comics. I'm not big on movie pieces. But it looks dope. And
okay.
it has a little different switch out for the eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I try to avoid movie pieces, but every now and then one gets through.
Yeah, when it comes to comics, when it comes to Avengers, or when it comes to like X-Men and stuff like that, yeah. When it comes to movie pieces, I don't get them. I like comic, but like for other movie stuff, like the horror stuff, and that I'll do movie. That's obviously there's no,
Right.
and
exactly.
still want somebody to do a Braveheart statue.
Braveheart.
Say Braveheart?
Yeah. Mel Gibson with the blue face paint and blood on his face. I want a statue of that. And if Hot Toy ever makes one,
Didn't they do one?
really? Who? There's a
I
Braveheart.
don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't
Really?
think I've ever seen the Braveheart statue.
I wish there was one. I'd get it.
I could have sworn I thought I had seen something before.
Yeah, it's not enough movie stuff for me. Like non-comic related.
Well, lucky for you, there is a statue. It's not from Sideshow.
There's a Braveheart statue?
Apparently so. I don't know.
It's probably the Blue Man Group.
Oh, gosh. Is it any good?
Actually, it doesn't look that bad at all. I just don't know what scale it is, but apparently there is one.
Uh-oh. It's not him with the blue paint on it, and bloody though, is it?
No, it's got the blue paint.
Really?
Yeah, look, I'll show you. Hold
Yeah,
on.
let's see that.
Hold on. So here it is.
Huh.
Huh. That almost looks like is that a figure?
I don't know. It's a figure. It's something. I don't know. If you Google it, it comes out.
Yeah,
It looks like when me and PJ roleplay.
oh my god.
Oh, you see there? Here you go. There's a bloody one right
That's a
there.
figure, but shoot,
That's a custom. Yeah, that's.
I might be stuck getting a figure.
No, but this is the
Yeah.
one I showed. This one actually looks pretty good.
It might have to do until somebody does a statue of him.
Yeah,
When I thought I saw something, I don't know.
yeah. I think it's a custom figure.
It's just weird, he's standing still. Why would you have him having a screaming expression?
Hey, he's rallying the troops.
Yeah, but he's just standing there.
No, but when it's standing still, his mouth is closed. Now the other one, I don't know if it has to do with the same statue,
Okay.
but with the same figure, but it does have the screaming
What is Ryan talking about?
portrait.
I'm not selling my statues to buy a car. What are you talking about? Where did that come from?
It's Ronnie.
That's fake news.
Did you guys hear what's that called? That Rise of Skywalker trailer's coming out this Monday, right? So
I think during
I heard like
football this year.
yeah, it's your team, man, facing the Patriots.
Yeah, yeah,
So
we don't want to talk about that.
you did good last week.
Yeah, you know. Then as the momentum come, here come Tom Brady.
Well, I think you guys
Yeah,
have
like
Football
there's
season is still going on.
tired.
Yeah, it's still going on.
yeah.
Fuck
But
football.
the
My
World
season-
Series, hell with the football. We're going to World Series.
Football.
Who's your
I haven't
team? Oh, the Nationals,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, oh snap! I'm the Yankees.
Screw everything except for UFC.
I think, well, I don't think the Dolphins have won anything, but when I saw they lost their first three games, I was like, fuck it. I tap out.
I heard the Miami Dolphins that they're starting to do like kids' birthday parties, like show up events and stuff to help raise money.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys: Are we gonna Thor? Are we gonna do like a awards show again this year?
We can. I don't think we should have as many categories. You know.
Yeah.
What I mean? I just think it should. You know, we trim it down.
Quarter
And,
scale, 1/6 scale, 1/10
yeah.
scale.
And I was thinking, you know, since it's so many of us, I don't think we should like just nail it down to one. We all just kind of give our opinion on which one, you know, we
What's
think
the best statue?
Yeah, and then just leave it at that, you know. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
just you do whatever you guys want to do, but that's just my opinion.
There's a lot of good statues this year. A lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, some stiff competition, no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like for me right now, I don't know, just because Jugs is I just recently got Jugs, but man, Jugs is like
Yeah, let's talk about Jugs. And you two, you and Bob, we got Jugs.
Mhm.
Which, you know, we did our 5 was 4.5 ways.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cook a booger.
Hey, man.
So is Jugs better than Rogue?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But is Jugs
Yes.
better than Rogue just because of size?
No.
I think it's
No.
probably size. I don't know. I'm really a huge fan of Rogue, really, but it's an impressive piece. I'm not taking away from that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take anything away from Rogue, but if you look at I think I mentioned in my video, like the skin textures on Juggernaut, and like the spots on his freaking skin, it's like, oh my goodness, because he's like, isn't he like a ginger, like a redhead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
PJ, does his skin
Yeah.
remind you of Bane, or is it different?
It's
I was
different.
about to ask the same thing.
Bane, I think, had that kind of acne
Like his
on his back. This guy, like, actually looks like he got
Yeah.
pigmentation kind
Well, I
of.
mean- Okay.
You know.
Yes, pigmentation, like those skin spots, like, you know what I'm saying, like, oh my
Those kind of
goodness,
slices
yeah,
in
everything
the
about
knuckles
this.
and everything.
See, I would love
Mhm.
to get somebody
got-
that has Bane and Juggernaut.
Yeah, actually, Barb, can you show him the left foot? Because mine has like not a little, like a really tiny gap, but I couldn't get it in the.
You
Yeah.
mean here?
Yeah, see, I couldn't get it in exact, like it doesn't fit like flush, but that's just.
Oh, there's a little.
No, I don't think it's supposed to. But this
Yeah.
piece, yeah,
Hey,
this piece.
PJ, some of us can't fill the gap completely. All right, it's just part of life.
Yeah, I don't think it's really supposed to fit all the way, but this is the so this is the one that should really be in.
Yeah, that one I have in all the way.
Yeah.
But look at the wood floors. Oh my goodness, like.
That's
sorry.
cool. It looked like he's coming from one room to another. And I like how they pull that off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I was
And
like,
see,
yeah.
I was watching somebody's review and looking at the wood, and it looks like there's even like you can see nail heads in the wood
Let me see.
on certain pieces. Not on the top, but underneath where it splits.
Yes. Underneath, yeah.
Three. Oh, to the left. I thought I saw three
Yeah.
little.
Maybe I was seeing things.
No, I thought I just saw three little nail. It was on the left, but
And that's crazy because
Yeah.
that's stuff you might not ever see once it's displayed, but they did it anyway, you know.
Yeah.
Even the
Yeah.
even fibers in the boards and everything, you know.
Yep, exactly. I was like, and on top of that, like it's a fully sculpted portrait underneath the helmet. Like they didn't
yeah.
have to do that. They didn't have to do that, but
Surprised
they
they
did.
didn't just do a second head without the helmet.
That would have been nice.
Well,
I mean,
you
it
know,
seems like-
somebody's out there working on them now.
I mean, it
Yeah, I
just
bet you
seems like
someone's
they
trying to
did
get
the
like a
hard
second
work
head.
anyway.
Like, yeah, I was gonna say, I bet you there's someone that has like a broken like helmet or something, and they're probably gonna take out the one that's already there and probably try to finish sculpting it.
So-
Much.
Just so everybody sees, like it's an actual head inside there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barb, go ahead and pull that head out.
Right. I wonder if Disney said no.
Yeah, but it's so far. This is my favorite statue this year.
That attack on Titan statue hasn't come out yet, right?
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
I mean, I have Prime One Venom, and I have it like next to Venom. I don't know. I have to go with the Jugs. Venom is good though. Don't get me wrong. That Prime One Venom is good, but
Damn it! I just realized something. PA didn't take the armpit head survey.
no.
PA, if you watch it, man, come back on here and take
He
the survey.
escaped.
I need to come back and yeah.
Just for a minute.
But
The
aren't,
exclusive, if you think about it, the exclusive is another character. Like we're not getting like another like swap out hand or like a portrait. We're getting another character, so that's pretty good.
I'm tired of Sideshow doing their exclusive as like a second little piece of the base. Like the Iron Man Mark III, you had the head of that
Proximity.
piece. You know, Mr. Freeze, you've got his wife,
no.
little glass capsule. You
Yeah.
know, Harley Quinn, you had the little Batman in a box. I'd rather it be another, switch out hand or a switch out head, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Kitty Pryde is cool. I would much rather have her. It's her own premium format.
You're not getting it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Tim
if
was
you're-
saying,
That's why you're getting this.
Tim was saying he don't think they're ever gonna make a Kitty Pryde, so that's probably why they,
Yeah, I mean, this
Yeah.
is the I
That's
mean,
what we're gonna get.
yeah, I was gonna say Kitty Pryde's not like I don't know. I mean, I like her, but she's not like oh my
Not
gosh,
really.
like people are going to flock to get Kitty Pryde, you know?
Right. Like, I mean, for me, I'm on the wait list for the exclusive. But if it doesn't ever convert, I would be just as happy getting the regular version.
Oh yeah, definitely. I wouldn't just because you missed that. If someone misses out on the exclusive, like don't pass on this piece. It's a hell of a piece, and I don't think they're gonna make another Juggernaut anytime soon.
Right. Well, have you seen another Juggernaut, even in the custom market, beat this one?
No,
Juggernaut? No.
I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah.
That would be
I mean, I don't know if you guys seen any like custom Juggernaut that beats this one. Because most of the
Yeah.
Juggernaut pieces I've seen is like they're like I don't know, their hands are folded or
Right.
Yeah.
just museum pose, which is
that
cool.
thing is massive. It's actually big. It's bigger than the Iceman. Remember when I fit in through the whole thing of the Iceman? Well, this thing is bigger than the Iceman.
Yeah. Barb, when you
Yeah.
carried that thing, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like half of your body.
I actually carried Juggernaut yesterday to take a picture of him.
Good.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
I took off all the little pieces that like the debris that clips onto him. I took out his arms, his portrait, and I carried him just that way with the base. All
Oh
the way
my
to
Barb been
gosh.
eating her Wheaties.
Damn, Barb.
yeah. Okay, so you see where that sliding door is at with the curtain?
Uh-huh.
I always set up my photography thing there because the backdrop that I have, the black backdrop, is kind of see-through-ish. So I just put it there so the gray kind of blacks it out even more. And I walked it all the way over there from here to over there. So the thing is heavy. It's really heavy. It's heavier than the Iceman.
So one of Dan Default from one of the groups was saying that there's still time, like, Juggernaut. For me, Juggernaut's still like the best piece this year for me. But they're saying that there's more pieces coming out, like the Batman Who Laughs. Like if people get that piece, that might be like statue of the year, because that piece
Yeah, I
is
don't
like
know.
pretty epic.
I'm waiting for that one too. So
That's
I
gonna be
mean,
big too.
I like Jugs. I like the Jugs statue. But I don't think he's my favorite character. I think my favorite character is like Rogue, Gambit. But in terms of like size and detail, yeah, the Juggernaut is a really dope piece. It really is. But I saw the Gambit in person, so that's a very nice piece too.
Mhm.
Very nice.
See, I think that's what kept me from ordering or pre-ordering Jugs, the exclusive, because it's an awesome statue, but it's not my favorite character.
Really,
Yeah.
And that kind of money, it's like, oh,
yeah.
it came out. I really want them.
See, for me,
But-
I've always been a Juggernaut, Juggernaut fan. Like, I remember watching the Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, and that's when I first got introduced to Jugs, where he just like busted through like the X Mansion. It's like, "What's up, guys?" Like, and then
In Spider-Man?
Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man. And
Yeah, I
his
know what
Amazing
you're
Friends.
talking about. I know exactly. They had like a X-Men cartoon or something.
Yeah,
And
like
it came on after Spider-Man, and I remember Wolverine hopped on his shoulders and it cut his mask, and then Colossus pulled it off, and then they could finally Professor X could get a hold of his mind. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, PJ.
oh no, that was like the second time, because he's always
Yeah, it was.
But
Yeah,
the very very like it was like in the 80s. I was like,
yeah,
this is the with Firestar and Iceman.
right. Yeah,
So they guest starred as X-Men was guest starring in that show,
so yeah,
and it was weird because Wolverine had an Australian accent.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, he did. He was in a brown suit too.
Yeah, I was like, damn, where's Jason? Because in the video, I rewatched it again, and I was like, oh my
And then
gosh,
because
like,
of that, I used to think he was from Australia, and then
Yeah.
and they were like, he's from Canada. I was like, what? What's up with this?
What?
Yeah,
yeah, he had an Australian accent, and like, yeah,
But yeah, I mean, if you're an X-Men fan and you want to collect at least one of every character, then yeah, this Jugs is dope as shit. But
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna have to get them.
my favorite. I mean, I don't want to say yet my favorite because there's still so many yet that have to be released, like the Colossus, Gambit. You have Sabretooth. I don't think I'm really into the Cyclops that Sideshow did at all. It didn't wow me at all, so I don't even think I'm picking it up. Put it that way.
see,
So-
I was gonna ask. I'll pull up the pictures, but for me, I like the the Cyclops. But the only problem I have is that seam that he has on his neck, and I was trying to like I looked at it like, a lot.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. Look, the Jean. We're also picking up Jean. Jean was actually really nice in person, and a lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
a lot of people complained about the pink base, and honestly, it's a very nice piece. The portrait is beautiful.
And
Right.
see, even the OG Cyclops from Sideshow. I mean, even then, you can see the neck seam where it keys in. Its only saving grace is that it's got a jacket to hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here is the seam, the neck seam, which for me, I don't know if they'll do it. I doubt it, but if they could actually bring the seam down and like have it like connect to his bandolier here,
Yeah, that'd have been much better.
yeah, much
I'm
better.
surprised they didn't do that though with him.
What happened?
I'm surprised they didn't do it that way.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I don't know I mean, it's still the prototype. I mean, they could still change
I
stuff.
definitely don't hate this Cyclops though.
I don't hate it. But I don't know. For me, just from this side is when I noticed that seam being a little pronounced. Because you see, like his neck muscles here, like
Yeah.
they're not connecting fluidly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So, do y'all think? Everybody's talking about how this Cyclops doesn't have the wow factor. Do y'all think it's because there are so many statues coming out right now? that have blown us away that you're not blown away by this Cyclops? Because it's still an amazing piece.
No,
No,
to me, yeah, it's
Because of Jugs, because of Rogue, X-23, we're being blown away by all these new pieces.
I think it's a generic pose.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, for me, I actually love this Cyclops. It looks really nice. Look at this. He's got like these clear resin like coming out of like black.
I don't know. It was the pose, the base.
I don't like
If
that one.
you compare the Magneto, the Jugs, the Rogue, I mean, those all have phenomenal bases, and that is just, to me, it looks just like the one from Emma Frost. It was just kind of like bland. I don't know. I didn't really dig it.
Yeah, I don't like the bottom visor. where it's
Yeah, that one looks stupid.
Yeah.
Why do they keep doing that, thinking that that's going to work? Like they did it with Superman. It's just when have you seen that?
Yeah, I was hoping like it would light up. That would have been so cool.
Yeah,
that would have helped.
Who uses the light up?
Hey, people use a light up.
I like the light. I don't know. I'm a fan of light ups. I like lighting up.
Look, the gene was actually simple, and the base is simple, but still, I think her portrait is what made that statue like wow.
Oh yeah,
Like, her
totally
portrait,
agree.
the best part of the Jean Grey statue. Her portrait.
Yeah, I'm sold in that Jean. I'm
I'm sold with that Jean too. After seeing her at New York Comic Con, I was like, wow, I'm glad I'm picking her up.
Yeah. Maybe because I haven't seen it in person, but I'm still a huge fan of the OG.
The OG
Jean? I think if you were to see Jean in person, I was also skeptic about the Jean, but after seeing her in person, yeah, she's very nice. Yeah. And honestly, the exclusive portrait, they only displayed her with the regular, but from the pictures, the exclusive looks nice. But I think just displaying her the way she is with the regular, dope ass shit.
Yeah. If for me, like, the regular is what sold
it's
me.
The way to go.
Yeah.
It's Gray. I don't think I need her with all those flames and all that stuff. I think with the base and just her regular portrait, she looks fine.
For me, like the flame, I don't know. They didn't have to do the flames, and it almost looks like a neck pillow around her neck.
Not a neck pillow.
I'm just kidding, but like, I mean, it looks like. I mean, the portrait itself looks great. Like the exclusive portrait is just that flame kind of like. I'm sure someone will do something where they're able to take out that the flame around.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's Jean Grey. I don't think she really needs all those flames around her hands or her face. Yeah. I mean, that kind of brings me to Dark Phoenix. I already have a Dark Phoenix. So Jean Grey, the way she is with that costume, she's perfect.
2%.
With that regular picture.
Yeah.
2% in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Remy.
Hey, Remy. What's going on?
What's happening, man?
How y'all doing?
2%. Oh, I like that little display you have in the background.
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling.
So, as far as Jugs, like one thing that I don't like about Jugs is the debris on his arm.
What?
Oh yeah.
Since it's on, one of those bracelet-looking things, I'm hoping somebody creates just a little peg that can slide in that thing. Like, it doesn't have to be completely seamless, but I would much rather have it without that debris on his arm.
So a peg that just looks like his skin? Or
no, it'd be like the bracelet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. I like it because it matches with everything.
It's not bad when you see it in person.
Yeah, it's not bad. You're going to see it.
It's not bad at all. Because it looks like he's breaking into it and just, with his force, and he's breaking to whatever he's breaking into. He's got that one thing, it's like the debris is just in front of him, Right. Like, I don't know. Let me see if I can kind of show you there. But if you look this way, it doesn't look terrible.
Like he's hit it, and now he's moving forward, and he's
moving forward, and that's like in front of him. Yeah.
Right.
Like it's in the momentum.
Yeah.
So
it's like
back in person.
It's like he punched the wall, and like the debris is like flying like away.
In front of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't believe how big
But
he is.
Oh,
oh my goodness, I like slept with him in like when I
Slept with them. That
like
would
a
hurt,
baby.
TJ.
I hugged him. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's
You kick
no,
Ray
just I'm
Sonja
telling
to
you,
the
yeah.
curb, huh?
Yeah, and I wanted to know too, because it says on the Sideshow page that David Igor like worked on this piece too. So I wonder, the design was what's his name?
Good night.
Yeah, that's a
That looks like a third scale fist or something.
that's his hand.
That's
Yeah, like,
sick, man.
look at his hand. It's like the size of my fist.
That's crazy.
yeah.
That is.
Bigger,
Oh my God! It's
Bigger.
bigger than your fist.
Yeah, that's
I have little.
That is bigger. Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
So yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like I've always been a sucker for the huge or the bigger scale statues. Like I got Hulk first and thought, I was blown away by the size of the Sideshow Hulk. But then I got Bane. I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then I got the Thing.
Look at this.
Every piece kept getting bigger and bigger. And I think that
Wow.
Juggernaut's really going to just be amazing.
That's wow.
It's bigger than your hand.
So we're here side by side.
You could put on a Juggernaut glove.
That's insane.
That's crazy, right?
That is wow. And that's supposed to just be a quarter scale piece. That's
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you consider he's supposed to be like almost 9 feet tall. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the crystal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, I love this jugs. It's one of those things I've always wanted the jugs in my collection, but starting off with the quarter scale, you really couldn't find like a really good quarter scale jugs. But this one really.
No, it's you know what's pretty cool about it? Like looking at it, the textures on the suit, it's like different textures. Like the pants, they use kind of like a similar texture that they used for the Thanos on Throne, I believe, but kind of thinner, not as as the Thanos.
Yeah, I love how they modernized this suit, which is pretty cool.
PJ, I didn't hear your reply when they said, "Is the skin paint app like Bane?" Did you say yes, no? Is it better?
I think it's better. It's definitely better. I mean, for me, I don't have the Bane, but I saw it, but it's just more detailed with the jugs. I'm telling you, like when you see it, you're like, damn, this could be like a real person's skin. Like, like
Wow. Yeah. No, because that's impressive. Because I know when Bane first came out, that was kind of like one of the first like major improvements for like skin texture and coloring and everything else. I mean, it was like, I don't know, something like you've never seen before with all the little freckles and.
oh
Right, I
yeah,
agree. Yeah.
yeah. The thing that with all right, so with the Bane, it's a little bit a little shiny. It looks like he can he hit the tanning salon a little bit. No, I was kidding. No, but like it's got like the spray on tan stuff. No, whatever. No, but I'm just kidding. Like no, but like seriously, the jugs looks like he's got like a rough textured skin, like with like those skin spots all around. He's got like if you look closely. Like his veins, they're not like popping out. There's some veins that's like nicely like hidden, but if you look closely, like you're like, oh shoot, that's like another vein, like
So are the veins sculpted in, or are they just painted in?
Oh no, they're sculpted in.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
sculpted in, but they're like, yeah, some of them because like when
Bane,
you
his is sculpted in.
yeah, because if you look at the veins on like Bane, like they're popping out. They're like. But like with Jugs, he's not like flexing. He's actually in like an action pose. So some veins are like popping out, but some are just like nicely rested underneath his skin, which is nice.
Yeah,
I like how they just got a hint of color.
those are sculpted.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have just a hint of color, like right where like the veins like kind of like triangulate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's a very subtle like
Yeah, so it looks like it's
over
deeper in the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you can see a good picture of the pigmentation on the skin right there too.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I
hard to
like the
tell with the
knuckles,
I
weapon.
too.
like the knuckles.
Yeah, you see, look
Yeah, those
around like his
knuckles are-
arm. You can see like that blue vein.
Yeah.
Oh
running
yeah,
up there.
Yeah, see, it's pretty cool. It's kind of
it's hard to tell with my camera. Sorry, guys.
From one angle, you can actually see. Yeah, you can see it right there.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
Right here.
wild.
yep, yeah,
That one is actually not sculpted in. That's actually like painted in.
Yeah.
But then you have this vein right here. That one's sculpted. Like you
Yeah.
have it runs through. So like right here it's sculpted, and then right here it kind of like disappears to where.
yeah. I see. I
on
love
Which
that.
makes sense. Which makes sense because you know when you look at a person, you typically see these veins pop out, and then you just see it here like a little bit more.
Yeah, it's not over exaggerated. It's like not. It's like
Yeah.
natural.
Natural,
Um,
yeah.
And on top of that, he doesn't have any armpit hair.
Oh my god.
Jug shaves.
Oh my goodness.
Woo!
No armpit hair.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
So like I pulled out Bane here because I don't have it.
Archie's trying to compare veins.
Yeah, like you can see the veins and you can see the freckles and all that different texture and stuff like that, which you probably can't see it well on camera.
All right.
The-
Does he give off like a glistening skin like
No,
look?
I don't think so.
Oh.
My vein ain't shiny
I
white.
mean, it's not overly like shiny or anything like that. It more like a kind of like an oily skin.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Like because he's flexing, he's probably like sweating a bit, kind of.
right. Puts off a little bit of an odor, but you know,
Yeah. So Skill Power said it best. He's a ginger, so his color skin is right. So yeah, this one is cool. Is that like they really match the skin tones to his to him being a ginger.
right. And see, as many freckles as Bane has, you would almost think that he's a ginger. So, but I think
Yeah.
eventually I'm going to get Jugs, and I would really like to compare the different techniques that they did for the skin. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, Bane, I'm surprised he's not sold out yet, is he?
I don't think
Not
it is.
the regular.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, and this is Bane was sculpted by Canal Martin.
But see, like Bane, I think just about all of his veins are sculpted.
Mhm.
Doesn't Jugs have some that are sculpted and some that are painted on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some go
Yeah.
underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it fits Bane though because he's a juicer. So
Right. Yeah.
So like he does like lettuce and stuff like that every morning.
that's exactly what he does.
See, actually,
The
that's the
NutriBullet.
green stuff in his tank. That's
I
not.
can see that. I can see Bane in
Spinach.
the kitchen, chopping up some apples
That's
and
right.
He's a vegan.
spinach, getting ready to juice it up.
Spinach, some carrots, and bananas.
Yeah, and that's the green stuff in those tubes.
His little smoothie.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his green machine juice.
He's a kale. Ooh, the kale. Let's go into my bodies. Yeah, that's a beautiful piece, man. That Bane is sick. See, I wish that base had like a flickering light effect.
Yeah,
that's just me.
I do too.
Mhm.
That would have been the icing on the cake if they had a little LED that just flickered.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that would have been
I want him holding the cape.
A
or
cake.
holding a cape. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably have one made.
Yeah.
Would you want sculpted or media?
No, it would have to be fabric for him to hold it, like
Right.
drape over his hands,
Man,
like
with this
he
Bane,
already.
my only issue is how the tank top, which if they would have done fabric, it would have looked weird, I guess. But a tank top wouldn't curve.
But if they did fabric, then you wouldn't see his muscles. So I wasn't too mad with how they did it. Because if they did fabric, all that sculpt on his chest, you won't see.
You won't see it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if they would have just made his traps a little bit smaller to make that transition a little bit smoother, I think that would have solved everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Arch. Like the tank top wanted to curved around like that, like a racetrack.
Right. I mean, unless
Never noticed
he's
that.
gluing it down, he's got some pasties under there.
Maybe he's just that
Which,
sweaty.
I mean, who hasn't used pasties to cover up, you know?
Could they try a different material just for that part? But you'd probably notice the change.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's a correct way to do it,
Yeah.
but whatever. I just like to complain about it.
Oh my god.
I think it's
Comic Galaxy says, why do you guys think it's all right to use a derogatory term to me and my fellow people with red hair?
Or ginger.
Well,
I
Smarter
think
than
Bane's
you red hair.
I think Bane's trying to say hammer strength.
What about it?
Base.
Hey, my views do not represent the company of Hammer Strength.
But I think in terms of X-Men pieces, the cable's coming in. You're getting that, right, Arch?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
It's the same thing. Like with Green Arrow, there were people overseas already getting it and reviewing it and everything, and I'm like, why? Why am I not? Why don't I have it? And it's the same thing with Cable.
Arch is the
I
ginger
haven't
from the
gotten an
waist
email
down.
saying,
Yeah, no, Art, we're fucked. Everybody that's overseas gets their shit first because that's where the factories are at.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Arch. Tim says Arch is a ginger too, and I said from the waist down.
I use Kool-Aid packets to dye the cube. It's an old technique from the 90s.
Not from the night.
I actually complained to Sideshow one day, and I was like, "Why is everybody else getting their Sideshow shit first?" And no, the international people get their shit first. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Fuck."
we should get it first. Come on, Sideshow's state.
No, yeah, I did. I really did. I'm like, how is everybody getting their shit, and I have to wait like 2 weeks? I'm like, okay. They told me why. I'm like, fuck.
I was the same way.
Damn, I want that that cable. That cable turned out really, really nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm probably the only person that didn't watch the unboxing yet for Sideshow Live. So all the portals are removable, like both of them, or just one?
All of them.
All of them.
What does the back of that gun look like? The big one that he's holding down.
I mean,
does it show it, or
does it really matter? How often do you see the back of a statue?
Yeah, that's true. I just wasn't sure because I thought the portal was actually attached to it, where it looks like it's half of a gun coming out the portal.
Yeah. Hey, the small portal, they actually have a brick replacement to key in for the peg.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The cable looks real nice though.
Yeah. I was looking at the release dates. I think Sabretooth is next.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, that says December, January.
When is the Punisher coming, man?
Oh yeah, when is Punisher coming?
I don't know, November, December, I guess.
I thought Domino was next.
Yeah, Domino's next.
Oh yeah, Domino, Cable, but I'm saying like after these two is
Still waiting for
Sabretooth.
PJ to send me the link.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll send. All right, I'll send it again.
You send it. You sent the link to him. I know.
Mommy doesn't have an account.
Okay. I got a question for you guys. All right, here's my question.
What's that?
This year's a little bit different.
Get it.
With Sideshow, with the amount of pieces like they've last year and all the way to this year, do you guys think with Spooktacular coming up in like 5 days that we'll get a deal on anything that's newer, or do you think it's going to be like let's clear out the old stuff again?
I think it's going to be clear out the old stuff, but like it'll be like the like some like the Cap. I think might be on sale. I think that'll be Cap. Maybe the Batman.
You're going to start seeing free shipping for all these pieces.
Yeah.
Well, I know the free
I hope I
international
see
shipping is a big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a good deal because I don't know. I think it's pretty expensive to ship overseas.
Maybe some deals on some quarter the dead stuff.
For the longest of time, I actually wanted to get the Wolverine versus Hulk, which we wanted to get, but we were waiting on to see when we would get like a free shipping type of deal or something. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
the
think-
same way, Barb. I've always wanted that piece, but I'm always hesitant to buy it. I don't know why.
no, we actually saw it in person because we did get the piece. We bought the exclusive for somebody on eBay, and what happened was that we didn't know. Okay, the description was that the piece was excellent, didn't have any issues, and we didn't really look at the pictures, and we couldn't have really noticed because it was like the exclusive portrait had 2 chips on the cheek, and we didn't notice it. So we got the piece, and when we put it together, it had scuff marks on the pants. It had the chips on the portrait. So we contacted the guy, and I told him, look, we want our money back. I don't want this shit. It's got damages to it, And I could have probably gotten it fixed, but it was going to be a mission because I would have to ship it to somebody to get it fixed. And it's an extra cost. But we did see it in person, and we did like it. It's an actual nice piece, But I think right now the one that's available is just the regular. It's not the exclusive, which I don't care because, the exclusive portrait is not that great. It's whatever. The Wolverine exclusive portrait is whatever.
Right.
Never used that exclusive. I've never used exclusive on that one.
I would never use the exclusive. I thought it was hideous, to be honest.
For which one?
The Hulk
versus
Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
which is the one, the cover of the 181.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, it's a great piece. It really is art.
I'm mad I didn't buy the custom unmasked somebody was doing.
I'm gonna get it eventually. I'm just waiting because I do have Sideshow points and a coupon or whatever, and then I'm waiting to see if maybe they put it up again for free shipping, and then I'll pull the trigger on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice just if, like I said, Sideshow threw just one new piece out there. You know what I'm saying? Like just to throw the collectors a bone.
I know, right?
Like a announce a new piece or.
No. Just like put just one of the many new pieces like on sale during the Spooktacular.
Oh, okay.
No, that ain't gonna happen. They gotta make some money. They can do that yet.
I think you could actually they sent out that. Remember those coupon stuff that they sent out would be like $75 off, like in stock items and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That I have gotten before, and I saved those codes. I still have one, so I'm still
With
waiting.
the spectacular thing, if you're on it, if you're really paying attention to when they do the codes and stuff like that, I think last year we pulled like maybe $30 or something like that. Or
Yeah.
I can't even remember.
Yeah, it was getting less and less because the year before I pulled like $75, which is pretty good.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
What it is that.
Oh no, not
more
75. Like
collectors, so-
I would say like 60. Like,
it was like 66.
Yeah,
I think was the total
66.
amount.
I was lying.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, around
But,
66.
yeah, there's more collectors. So of course, even this year, I think it's probably going to be like a total of maybe like $20 or something. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think it's still the same amount that they give away. It's just more people to give it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year I would be working and they would do the live video. So I'd put one headphone in and put my phone in my pocket and like I gotta get these points.
No, but I actually have a friend that he was looking out for me. He would send me like the codes. He's like, "Hey Barb, here's the code," and then I would log in and put it in. But sometimes I would miss it because I wasn't on Facebook, so I would still miss it. So I did miss it last year.
Yeah, how many people actually try to like put that code in 2 different accounts? Not me.
Oh.
You got like a minute. You got like a minute to throw that joker in. So I have like both accounts pulled up, and I'm like, got him. what people do for $1.
Oh man, the thing is like sometimes that we'll do the codes like super late at night. Like it'll be like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, damn, I missed it. And then you're like, $1. Like who's up there? Who's up there?
I know. I would stay up till like 2 a.m, and then you would get that one code, and it's like, fuck, that's for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, now I can sleep.
Yeah.
I
I think
I got my
yeah,
dollar.
I think the ones that make it good is if you try those like the challenges that they do. I think those are pretty good.
Hmm.
No, but I think like
Oh,
this
yeah.
year with the spectacular, you got the 2% that you get on Friends, the link for link, and then plus your sideshow points. I mean, you could rack up a little bit of money here and there, and
Mhm.
and towards something that you want to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the free
Like,
shipping on top
this
of that
year
is
at
almost like
the
triple
con,
discount.
they said they brought back the buddy system, but I never saw anything for the buddy system. Did y'all?
Oh, you mean like promoting
No,
the buddy system back then before
no,
it?
like you're talking about the online and
Yeah, for this last New York Comic Con.
Oh yeah, there was no like buddy competition thing, right?
Yeah, because
Well, there was nothing really new out there either, except for Cyclops.
like me,
yeah, but
me and Tim, we buddied up, and I was like, man, I hope I don't, blow this, but I never saw anything for it.
Yeah, I think maybe it was um the Wi-Fi kind of sucks, so they couldn't live stream or do the buddy thing. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
don't
Barbara,
know. I don't know why they
you're
didn't
talking
do
about
the
with
buddy thing actually, because you
the,
don't need the
the someone
live
in,
stream.
the person at the con versus like in the person at home, like buddy up to do like some kind of scavenger, whatever.
Yeah,
And then you get a prize.
yeah. I'm not sure why they didn't do it, but I mean, they had other stuff that they were doing. I think there was a meetup around like 3 o'clock that if you meet up and do the scavenger hunt or something like that, then you get some free stuff. But to be honest, it used to be easy doing the scavenger hunt. On a Saturday, trying to do a scavenger hunt,
Right.
forget it. Like I wanted to do it, but I'm like, you know what? I like my feet. I want to sit down. I'm not gonna run
What it
around
was
the
is-
con.
What it was, the
You
sideshow
know.
was like, you know what? Darth Castle's giving out bracelets. We don't need to, have any kind of scavenger. We're good with that.
Yeah.
I think we were just having way too much fun at New York.
Yeah.
None of that shit.
Yeah, and you know what too? Like we kind of we were having fun at the overall, like from like outside the con.
Yeah, it was crazy because it was my first major con. Because I've actually only been to I've only been to one con here in Miami. And so I was excited to go to New York, but then, the whole hype was just, okay, I want to hang out with everybody. I went to the con. I was in there for 3 hours. I saw what I needed to see. I wanted to get the fuck out because it was just way too busy in there, way too crowded, people bumping into you. I mean, I literally had one of my friends just grab onto my backpack from my camera and just like follow me around the con trying to get out because it was just ridiculous trying to get in through there.
Yeah, and it'll be like I'll be like in Sideshow booth, and here comes Barb. It's like, "Where's Ohami?" I'm like, "I think I saw him in the." I'm like, and then she's like, "Gone," and then I won't see her again. It was just like it's insane. Like,
I kept getting lost to people. It was ridiculous. I just wanted to go hit, restaurant, go eat, go hang, go just have a downtime, and just chill with the people, I talk to every day and stuff like that.
yeah, and
Barb needed one of those backpack leashes for children, but to put on a hum.
Like Dora the Explorer.
Right.
I was thinking like maybe like for a smaller con, we rent out a booth and just kind of like have like I don't know, just
Hang
chill.
out.
Yeah, right? It's not even like to promote. It's just like to hang out, like somewhere we could just kind of sit down and like, have some. I don't know if they'll have it like allow us to have beers like while we're like chilling in the booth. Like,
I know.
that'll be
hey, what do you
good.
guys have to show? I don't know. Like, you want to talk to us? Like, that's all we
Just
have.
come and chill and drink, and that's it.
Yeah.
No, but it was exciting because, to be honest, my favorite part was just going to go hang out with people. I went into the con, I saw what I needed to see, and I didn't need to see anymore. Honestly, I was good.
Wow.
I was gonna say at the con, there had to have been like lines for the bathroom. I would imagine.
I didn't even bother checking.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the bathroom.
Well, when you
back
get that
of the
many
car.
people, I mean, it's not a big deal. But I'm just thinking, like, that's the kind of thing where you probably got a line of like.
Ronnie,
I
how
don't
was the
know,
line?
people from you.
Well, I went to the bathrooms in the back, so it was still a line, but it wasn't as bad as the line out front.
Yeah. I went to like the Hudson Yards, which is that structure, Barb, the one you took a picture
Oh yeah,
during
yeah.
the limo. Yeah, there's a mall behind it, so
Oh
I would go
really?
there. Yeah.
Art was like, do they got any grass anywhere?
No, that was Taylor. The
Yeah,
Taylor.
You know, what I liked about New York was that no matter where you met, there was literally a restaurant, a bar, anywhere within like 2 feet. you,
Yeah, that
you can find anything, you know? It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like you didn't really have to drive anywhere. Like we would just wake up in the morning, go down to the lobby, and it was just everybody was waiting there in the lobby. Everyone, you know, just waiting to see what are we gonna do next, you know? And then it was crazy because you would walk outside, we would literally stand on the sidewalk in front of the doors to the hotel and just chat for 30 minutes because we just didn't want to move. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, that's how much fun we were having. We'd just stand there and just talk, and then everywhere you went, you know, bar, restaurant, everything was right there, walking distance. You didn't have to go that far, to be honest, to get to any place, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's that's one thing about New York. It's like you'll never, run out of food or places to eat because it's yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we definitely got to do something again.
Yeah.
Last time I was in New York, I had a homeless guy yelling at me that he was pooping himself.
That's normal. You just keep it walking.
Yeah. I was like,
Art,
Dad,
Art,
why now?
how did-
Later.
when
You
Barbie,
know, I was with Sasha. I was with Sasha and Yoan, and Sasha was like, "You didn't see the homeless guy?" I'm like, "No, I did not see not one homeless guy." And she's like, "They're everywhere." I'm like, "I didn't notice."
Yeah.
Well,
They would
that's
hide
in Florida,
well.
they're everywhere.
Huh?
Mhm.
In Florida, they're everywhere. So you're just
Oh, yeah.
No, in Florida, yes, but in Florida, you drive up to any intersection and they're in the middle of the street asking you for money, right in the middle of the red light. They're right there. But in New York, it's different. In New York, you don't see them out in the corners. You don't see them out in the street. They're literally just tucked away into like a corner of a building, you know, into like a little nook. That's where they hide. You know, you don't see. I didn't really see them, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they scared of getting ran over.
Yeah, it's too much traffic in New York for them to panhandle like this.
Yeah, when I was in Chicago, you would see homeless people everywhere, but they weren't begging like they do in the South. Like in the South, like especially where I'm from, it's like Barb was saying, like every intersection, they're out there with a sign asking for money and everything.
Put it this way. I the other day I went to go vacuum my truck, and I'm there vacuuming my truck, and I always leave the car on with the radio blasting in one of those like vacuum places, like they have like 30, 40 whatever vacuums that then they have the car wash. And I'm there vacuuming my car, and all of a sudden I turn around and there's literally a guy standing right next to me. I guess he was waiting there for me and asking me for money. And I said, "No, get away. I'm not giving you shit." You know,
Barb, I just wanted an autograph. You didn't have to.
Look, I try not to be mean. If I do, I will. But if you're like literally like creeping up on me like that, scaring the shit out of me, I get defensive. You know, I really do. If you know, I have given homeless people money. I have given them food. I've actually gone and bought food. You know, for like right where I live, there's certain people that they hang around there all the time. But if you literally creep up behind me, I don't like that shit. That shit kind of freaks me out. So
yeah, and they find the most convenient places, whether an intersection or Chick-fil-A corner or something like that. Like this one homeless guy, you know, what was panhandling and stuff like that, and he had the sign. It was all folded. So when I pulled up like next to him, I wanted to see what the sign said. So I'm like looking, and when I looked at it, it said, "Click my link."
Man,
you know how that goes.
You took us on that journey.
Just teasing. But no, there's some weird things in Florida that they might not have. Florida, it drives me crazy. Like if you go through like a drive-through, like Crystals or something like that, there's a tip jar at the window.
Oh yeah, Burger King, McDonald's, they do it all the time.
They do what out the window?
So literally,
Like
if you
down here in
drive up
Florida,
to a Burger King or a Burger King, like a McDonald's, Burger King, whatnot, like you literally drive up to the drive-through, and they're standing like right behind the sign, and they creep up on you. Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. I was gonna
You
say,
never had that happen?
I never have a panhandler come up to the drive-through window.
Oh yeah, they do that shit a lot here. Like every single fast food
Mhm.
place where I live at, there is somebody panhandling. And you know, I don't like to be mean. If I do have extra, I will give it to you, you know.
Right.
But if you
Yeah.
creep up on me like that, I get defensive because I usually drive by myself all the time. I'm never with Ohami. I'm by myself or with my kids. So if you creep up on me like that, I'll tell you no, step away, don't get near me because I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do, you
Right.
know? And I
No,
straight
no,
up on that shit.
yeah. No, all jokes aside, in Florida, like I said, I was in Chick-fil-A, and this guy was like, "Can you give me a sandwich?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro. What do you want?" You know what I'm saying? He said, "Give me a fish fillet." And I'm like, I said, "All they sell is
Fish fillet.
chicken." I said, "Dude, all they sell is chicken fillet." And I said, "All they sell is chicken." And he's arguing with me. He's like, "Dude, just give me." He's like, "You said you give me some. Give me a fish sandwich." And I'm like, "What the heck?" So I'm like, I'm at the window, and I'm like, "Let me get this man a chicken sandwich." I'm like, I'm just gonna pass it to him, tell him it's a fish sandwich, and be out. You know what I'm saying? So I ordered him a chicken sandwich. This dude, by the time I made it to the window, he got arrested. Like the police showed up. They grabbed him. They handcuffed him. He walking by. He looked in my window like this. He's like, and I was like, "Oh my!" I ordered food.
Oh my
Oh,
I ordered
wow.
food and everything.
Oh
No, they do
So-
crazy shit here in Florida. That, like there was this one lady that she would stand in the Walmart and she would put up a sign and she would actually stand there with kids asking for money. And she did this on a holiday.
Yeah.
And I went and I gave her $20. So, you know, I was like, I told her, I'm like, I felt really bad. You know, she's there with kids and she's got the sign up. So I go and I give her $20. Then the next thing I know, I live in fucking Walmart or whatever because we're a big family. So I run out of shit like really quick. So I'm at the store 24/7. So I go there almost every other day. The damn lady is still there fucking asking for money. I'm like, okay, now that's kind of weird. Like she did it for a whole fucking month. And then I felt like shit because I'm like, damn, I gave you fucking $20, you know? Which fine, I don't mind giving you money, but then I kind of felt cheated, you know. So it's like they do that shit here in Florida. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So the other thing I'm saying is in drive-throughs, and that's why I was asking. I don't know if my computer is breaking up or not, but in drive-throughs, whether Crystals, Burger King, whatever, here in Florida, they have like a little tip jar at the drive-through window.
Oh,
Where
don't
you're
tell
like-
me yeah.
and they turn it towards you. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, "You want a tip for giving me my food? Like, what? How is somebody?"
Oh my
No,
god!
we don't have that. We don't have
Wow.
that.
Yeah, we don't.
Oh yeah, we have it big here, man. Like every fast food restaurant, like I don't know if employees are doing it on the side or whatever, but everyone
They're
wants
probably
a tip.
doing it on the side. They
That's
have to.
crazy.
Yeah,
They're not allowed to
because-
get tipped.
Yeah,
Because ain't
I
nobody
can
took
see
that yet.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
Like
Yeah.
even like the flea markets here, like if you use the restroom, you got like some bum looking dude like in the bathroom, like with a little plate, like, "Give me money for giving you like a baby wipe or
a
something."
mint or a towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a 5-star restaurant or like a
I'm
hotel.
about
You're
to
like,
say, yeah.
"Dude,
Yeah.
like I ain't taking
No,
nothing from you." You know what
I
I'm saying?
don't get bothered. I don't get bothered with anybody asking me for anything. It's just it depends on how you approach
Yeah,
me, you
the
know.
space.
'Cause I'm 24/7 by myself, so I don't know how you approach me, you know, and it kind of freaks me out. So I don't, you know, I kind of like in the back of my mind, I think, are you gonna jack me? Are you gonna hurt me? You know, type of shit like that, you know, because I'm by myself. So I don't know how to you know process when somebody approaches me like that just off the bat. Like the other day vacuuming, this guy was just behind me and he's like asking me for money, and I turned away and I said, "No, get away, walk that way," you know. I straight up like don't even deal with that shit.
Man, I used to drive a Nissan Frontier, and I, don't laugh, but I put 22-inch rims on it.
Oh my god. 22.
Time that I stopped for
Please tell me
gas.
they're not chrome.
No, they weren't chrome. They were
Okay.
blacked
I
out. But
forgive you.
every time I stopped for gas, I'd have a guy walk up to me like, "Hey, man, I got a rap video or a rap song. I want you to buy my demo."
Oh, I've had that happen.
Strictly because I had 22-inch rims on my truck. When I got rid of my rims, nobody bothered me anymore.
Now I'm imagining Arc with 22-inch rims, but then not black,
Yeah, nice.
chrome.
And then and Arc got 22-inch rims, chrome, and spinners.
That should be
remember-
crazy.
That was big back in the day. I remember like chrome rims and like. But see, I remember when they would put chrome rims on the Honda Civic. Now that was whack.
I
was like,
I had a Nissan Maxima in 2000. It was a 97 Nissan Maxima. It was all black tints, but I didn't have no rims on it. But I did have pink neon lights going all the way around the bottom. And it had 4 12-inch speakers.
Oh,
oh my!
man.
Hey, nothing wrong with the 12-inch speakers. 'Cause that was the thing to do
4.
back then.
But I had 4
See-
12-inch speakers in the back of my truck.
Oh my gosh! But that was the thing to do back then. You would just blast your music, and you're like
Man.
super. Well, see, I didn't have them. I was more into like hooking up like to race and stuff. But I mean, I had friends that had like they'll deck out their car with just like subs and speakers and like TVs and on like the console, and I'm like,
Well, it's because you had shows like Pimp My Ride.
yeah, I remember that.
No, this was actually before Pimp My Ride.
Yeah.
Like I would drive around and be like,
Mhm.
man, I would love to have a blender in my center console right now.
Or a fish tank. Or a fish tank.
Yeah.
A blender.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Who's the rapper?
Exhibit.
Exhibit. Oh, I love. I
Exhibit.
actually did like a exhibit.
You
but,
see the one where the lady had a rat in her car? Like it would take her.
oh
She drove like a gremlin or something.
yeah,
And
yeah. I think I
and
saw.
the rat was like hanging on for dear life on her seat.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have. Oh,
No, I actually had my car like that, but before Pimp My Ride. But I
yeah.
do remember
Yeah.
that show. I remember the people with the goldfish or something inside their car. I'm like, why the fuck would you put a
Oh my
goldfish?
god.
You live in California. That's just gonna die.
Yeah. I mean, like, I had friends that had like those subs, and then, but the thing is good. Like, if you're sitting in the front, you're sitting in the back. Yo, your eardrums are effed. Is all
Well,
I'm saying.
well, imagine this. I had my kids, and one time I got stopped by a cop, and she scolded me. She's like, "Why the fuck are you driving with that shit loud?" And the kids, I'm like, "Bro, my kids love it." Okay, my kid's 19 years old. He survived. He's good.
Yeah. I remember.
I was gonna say in Florida it's legal now. Like as far as there's no noise ordinance,
Mhm.
so now like no one wants it anymore.
Mhm.
You know when it was
I
like
mean, I don't even think
rebel.
it's in style right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's like.
Yeah, I had it back then. It was something that everybody had, and then I don't think any. I mean, right now I've actually here in Miami, you'll find a few here and there that still have that shit. And I find it annoying as fuck. I'm like, damn, I will lose
Yeah.
people shit.
Yeah, I had a Mitsubishi 3000 GT,
Oh,
and
nice.
I put a big subwoofer in it, and I can't tell you, man. Backstreet Boys thumping sounded so good.
I want it.
On that note, I think we should close it down. We keep the party going off here and shit.
Oh.
We done got to the point we talking about subwoofers and
Oh,
It's not even.
pimp my
Wait.
ride.
Did we actually make
Pimp
it
My
through all
Ride
the
was
pictures
good,
or no?
and I
Yeah,
remember
most
Cribs.
of the rest of
Cribs was good. Remember
Yeah.
Cribs?
And everybody wanted to know what was in the refrigerator.
Yeah, and they would just purposely buy stuff out of the refrigerator out.
Snoop
Now-
had
now-
all his cousins
now I'm-
sleeping over his house.
Now I'm in that process.
Mhm.
Look at the crib.
Oh, nice.
So, all right, y'all. We're gonna catch y'all next week. Appreciate again. We appreciate PA coming on. You know, that was
Definitely.
really
Yeah, I
good.
missed it. Yeah.
Can't wait to see Moonstone in hand. You know, so
Wait, it's a quarter scale or?
it's like in between fifth and quarter, like
Oh, okay.
a little bit. You know,
Yeah, it looks
Nice.
pretty cool.
19
quarter and a
inches
one-
with the-
Yeah, it
with
looks
the
really
moon on
nice.
it,
Yeah.
So they said they're coming out with a line like that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's 3 so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
What's the
he's
edition size?
in the group 400 pieces.
400.
Damn, that's not bad.
So if
And
anybody
the
wants
first
to
50 are like signed or something, or
yeah, the first 50. No, I
No,
think
the first
all of
50
them,
had a
all of them
picture.
are signed.
Yeah, the
All
first
of them
50 have a sketch on
They
it.
got an art print, and each art print is different. No art print is the same.
It's
They're
not a
all
print,
hand.
though. It's
Huh?
sketched on it.
It's all a sketch, but they're all different. Like
Yeah,
So
for the first 50.
yeah, we're looking forward to that, and we catch y'all next week, man. We appreciate everybody watching. So
Panda Express.
Almost went there, DJ.